for immature audiences only.
There's no such thing as a radio rating system.
But if there were, this show would be rated O as in...
Oh my God, this show is so stupid. These people should be in jail. Let's begin.
Good afternoon.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy. Featuring Panama Ted.
Ted's a fun guy.
And the Crazy Soundboard.
Hola.
I'm Dennis Farina.
So much.
I even made just a little bit of a diagram for you.
56, and is that correct? Walk.
You little weasel.
Turn off your brain and unzip your pants. Here's Common Man and Timmy.
Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Hello, good, clean boy.
Oh, hello, man. How are you today?
Oh, I'm great because Teddy's back from his one-day sabbatical. How you doing, Teddy?
I'm doing good, Mike.
How you doing, Tress?
Doing good, Mike.
Great. What'd you eat yesterday?
I went out twice yesterday.
You went out twice?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What the hell is happening?
Oh, my
I know.
God.
It's crazy, isn't it? I did
Too hot.
It was too hot. I went to Popeyes, got my spicy chicken sandwich.
Of course.
Fries, of course.
Of course.
Had to do that. I love it, and it's real convenient. It's right across the street, basically, from
Maybe
me.
a Mickey D's after that?
No, I went to Arby's after that, and I tried their new steak sandwich that they have out.
You didn't have the roast beef?
No, I wanted to try it. It's a new item they have on the menu there. A little pricey, but it's fantastic.
What was the price on that bad boy?
It's like $7.50 maybe, or
Just for the
something.
sandwich?
Yeah, it's pricey.
All right.
It's $7 something. Yeah.
Did you get Did you get curly fries?
Yeah,
I hope.
yeah. That's the only fries Arby's should have.
I agree.
Sorry.
Hey, you know what
I'm
you're
with you.
saying.
Hey, we did an experiment today. We decided to get on the Five Guys app because we complain about how expensive Five Guys is. It's ridiculously so.
Oh, my God.
I agree.
This was the most disappointing thing we've ever stumbled upon.
That it's a premium product. I think it's delicious. And on occasion, I'm willing to pay it.
Yeah.
However, I don't go nearly as often as I should because it's so damn expensive. So
I don't get sodas anymore when I go there.
We decided no burger, large pop, and a little fry.
Little. And let me tell you, there are 3 sizes, as we know. There's little, regular, and then there's large.
Okay.
Used to just be the 2. There's 3 now and the little one.
Large pop, little fry, nothing else. No burger.
Just fries and a drink.
Nothing on the fries, just regular little fry and a large drink. We tallied it up. We went on the app. We priced it out. $9.28.
Almost $10 for a fry
With
and
no
a Coke.
burger involved.
Oh, my God.
$9.28.
Oh, my God. I got
Take a shower now.
There's some other disappointing things that I found out. So the snack wrap is here at McDonald's. And
Today's snack wrap.
Today's
debut day.
Snack wrap day. We've been talking about this for a while, and they are there. They got a spicy and they got a ranch. Okay, so coming back with those 2. Now, what do you think is more expensive? Buying a value meal that gives you 2 snack wraps, or just picking and choosing your a la carte?
Well, I know the answer to this. So, and we were yelling about this earlier too.
Not
the
just
value
cheaper.
meal should give you a discount. You're buying everything together. It should not be more expensive. That's embarrassing.
A snack wrap value meal, which is like the 2 items that used to be $1 at McDonald's.
2 snack wraps, medium fry, medium drink.
Medium fry, medium drink.
Right.
Almost $11. Depending on location, might be $11.29 or something. And so right now they're $2.99 per. And I'm telling you, anytime you open up your app, you're getting a free fry. And then the drinks there, if you're only getting a medium a la carte. The one good thing you can say about McDonald's, they abandoned the dollar drinks, any size, which is a bad thing.
Medium's usually $1.59.
They don't have $3 sodas. That's the one thing you can say for them, like some other fast food joints now have.
No, so if you're app ordering,
My God, though.
you're less than $8.
I couldn't even get them. I went to the one on 5th. It was pandemonium. I can't even describe to you. I had to leave an order on the table. I couldn't even get it.
You ordered and just left?
40 cars there,
Well,
construction out front.
Why did you pull in if there were so many cars? Just keep going. We got a lot of fast food choices.
Well, I wanted to give it a shot. You know, sometimes a place can be crowded, but it can be efficient, and they can be running cars
Sometimes you just have to punt.
I did.
If that wind is swirling, you got to run the ball.
I did run the ball. I didn't just keep running my head into a brick wall. I sat there for 5 or 10 minutes, said this isn't going to work, and I left and got Taco Bell, and it was So good.
All right, today, our favorite segment of the week, Too Hot with Teddy.
Too hot.
Coming up at 4:30. What is the segment? Teddy plays some sound that we've never heard before, and we react to said sound. Now, we have a big announcement to make. I've been wanting to make this for a couple weeks, but Fish officially gave me the go-ahead to do it today.
We've been thinking about this rebrand, though, for more than a couple of weeks.
We're not
years.
We're not just, a radio station. We're more than that.
Yeah.
We got the FM signal, 97.1. All of our stuff is also available on YouTube. You can go there and just search 97.1 The Fan, and you'll find us. You can also listen to us on demand on podcasts whenever you want. You can listen on the app. So, yes, we started as a radio station, but we've moved on to other things to adapt to the listening habits of you, the consumer. We also have ESPN 1460, which is on the AM dial. It's also on our fan app. It's also on the HD2.
Which we have dubbed recently ESPN Columbus. Which is
we change it to that? ESPN Columbus?
Good on you.
I don't. It's stupid.
You got your A, your B.
All right, who cares?
Your C.
Then we have the Fan 3. We're like the traveling Wilburys. We don't have a 2. We have a 1 and a 3. All right, which you can listen to on the HD3. We also have exclusive content just on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, HD2 also is just our AM signal. So it's
right,
a good.
I said that.
Yeah. So there is a 2.
But it's not labeled 2. It's not marketed as a 2.
Yeah, we should have that as HD2 ESPN Columbus in terms of what that channel is.
It doesn't matter now
because we're changing it.
Because we're changing the branding.
Now's the time.
We're going to break away from what we currently have on there, which is ESPN Radio, and we're going to try something else. This is not a fake story. This is a real thing. It's not happening immediately, but it will happen. Is it before football season?
End of August.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
End of August.
So we've been tinkering with some ideas here at the radio station, exactly what type of station we want to have on the HD2 and 1460 on the AM. So we have some little promos here, what the station could be, and we would like you, the listener, to register your vote.
Yeah, we're still feeling this out.
That's right.
We're down to a few options. We're trying to see which direction we ultimately go with this.
We could go in a completely different direction, right? But we want you to text the burner phone, 614-787-3093. Which radio station would you rather listen to? All right? This is number 1, choice number 1.
Coming soon, the radio station you never knew you wanted. 1460, The Sack. The concept is simple. If you don't have a sack, you can't listen.
Can it be a sack of potatoes?
No, a sack of nuts.
Like edible nuts?
That's your call, homie. Dude talk, dude jokes, dude music, and most importantly, dude balls. 1460, The Sack.
That's a pretty strong contender for me.
All right. I mean, it's kind of Spike TV-ish, right? Could we get maybe old episodes of The Man Show that we just play audio only?
Yes, but only if Jimmy Kimmel's in blackface.
But that doesn't really play on radio.
Doesn't matter. He just has to do it anyway.
Girls on trampolines don't play on radio either, so I don't know why I brought that up.
Okay, that was choice number... Carmelo.
Sometimes Carmelo look up at sky.
That was choice number 1. Teddy, what'd you think of choice number 1? Did you like that one?
I was a big fan of that.
Okay, we're not just going to do regular radio here. We're going to experiment.
Yeah.
All right, this is choice number 2.
Coming soon, Columbus's new hit music station. Are you ready? Let's do it. Urban 1460.
Yeah, 1, 2, check this out.
What would happen if Babyface and Urban Meyer had a love child?
Yeah, let's lose it.
You're about to find out. The legendary football coach tells stories about his Hall of Fame career, all while Destiny's Child plays in the background.
Hold on 1 second. Let's find the station.
Check it out. It's the real Urban 1460. Coming soon.
Now, this we get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone,
so
right?
It's the real Urban 1460. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, urban music.
Yep.
And
Urban Meyer.
Hall of Fame coach Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that call-in show.
What's the contract looking like for this? What are we paying? Is Urban doing a 5-hour shift Monday through Friday?
Voice track.
Just voice.
He's going to be
voice
around
track
24
only.
hours a day.
He's here. It's almost like this is going to be his Las Vegas residency.
That's
He's
right.
just coming here. He's going to man that booth.
All right, we have 2 more choices for you to vote on. Plus, Timmy did something today that he hasn't done in 13 years. He'll tell you what it is coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to run into some slowdown due to an accident that's blocking the left lane. If you need to travel on northbound 270 on the West Outer Belt after Tuttle Crossing Boulevard, police are on scene there. And work crews are on the right shoulder of southbound 71 on the north side at 11th Avenue, causing a couple-minute delay. This report is sponsored by Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. Look out for Put-in-Bay, the island getaway you've been waiting for. Be it a day or a weekend, you can enjoy all sorts of shops, dining, and entertainment. Plan your perfect trip today at visitputinbay.com. Put-in-Bay, an everyday island getaway. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
What does summer bring to mind? Lazy days by the pool? Hot dogs on the grill? How about large, sweaty men putting work in to defend their national title? Yes, your summer home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
This Thursday, or Friday Eve as I like to call it, mostly sunny skies with a chance yet again of pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Afternoon highs getting into the upper 80s, and then for tonight, lows around 70 overnight with partly cloudy skies. For Friday, we'll see plenty of sunshine yet again, and also that means a chance of pop-up showers and storms. Afternoon highs getting right around 90 degrees. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
They refer to each other as stupid, so they must get along.
We fight a lot, but at the end of the day, it's okay, because we really do hate each other.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
We are asking for your assistance as fine stewards of this radio station. We're going to rebrand the AM station. Currently now, ESPN Columbus, 1460. It's also on the HD2. You can listen on the app. We're done. We're done with full-time ESPN radio.
Yeah.
We need to find something else.
I've had many discussions with Fish about this for a while. Like, this has gone back months and months and months and months about what were we going to do. So now, we try to, come up with some ideas, and we want to get it professionally done. Like you hear all of our imaging at the radio station.
We have not presented
we need to do
these
it like that
to Fish yet. This is the first time he's hearing any of these.
Oh, he's listening.
But I hope
there.
that with your backing, we can get something pushed through. All right, so here's another option for you. We gave you 1460 the sack earlier. Mm-hmm. And then the real urban.
The real urban.
1460.
That's a sneaky play. I thought it was going to like the sack the most, but it's not as inclusive enough.
That's right.
That's like old time Augusta National. I want everybody to be able to listen.
That's right.
Urban stories, that could be good. Urban legends.
All right, here's another one.
Coming soon. Coming soon. The radio station the government doesn't want you to hear. Or do they? 1460, The Conspiracy.
The man was abducted. We all know it. Everybody in this room knows it.
Lizard people, Flat Earth, The Matrix.
We would like to do some more tests on him. We have to be certain that his health hasn't been endangered and that he isn't endangering others.
Nothing is off limits.
I have further evidence to support my conclusions.
The sheeple will never understand. Join a community of like-minded people pretending to be smart. 1460. And by the way, we never went to the moon. The Conspiracy. Coming soon.
Now, I think this could be the most promising when it comes to longevity, and I'll tell you why. Coast to Coast AM has been on for like 35 years, maybe 40 years. And they've been talking about lizard people and aliens and every conspiracy you can think of. During the overnight hours.
Some of these shows on some of the niche channels out there do really well, and there's a certain clientele that eats it up. Grandparents love sitting around watching Ancient Aliens. That's what they do. They watch the news and they watch Ancient Aliens on volume 95.
We can get the guy with the high hair, Papadopoulos or whatever his name is, to come host a show on 1460 The Conspiracy.
I think it'd be great. I like the line at the end about the moon landing being fake, for sure.
All right, here's another
question
one.
These
This is
things.
the last one that I have. Then we leave it up to you. I'm a big fan of, watching home shopping. People don't know that about me. But why does it have to be just for television? Listen to this.
Why should TV have all the fun?
Get ready for QVC 1460.
We're shopping. Home shopping is about to invade your ear hole.
Think you have to see what you're buying?
Think again.
Our expert personalities are so good at describing things, you'll think you died and went to retail heaven.
Well, this blouse is black and makes you look like a slut.
QVC 1460. Coming soon.
Fish said he wanted more bits. He's now regretting all of it. Now, one thing is true. We are rebranding the 1460 station, and it will have a new identity. It will not be ESPN Radio moving forward. None of these four are going to be it.
But,
But it could be.
But either way, tell us which one you would want it to be if it were going to go that
pick
route.
From one of those, what would it be?
I kind of like the last one the most because it makes the least sense. But then again,
women be shopping.
Then again, the description that was given there by the female voice,
Can't stop a woman from shopping.
I mean, I see it.
You seen it?
I can see it in my head.
Looks like a slut.
Look like a sloot. I can get the picture. We're supposed to describe.
Teddy,
we're supposed to be descriptive.
Which radio station would you listen to?
Originally, I was a big fan of the SAC. I liked that one. But my favorite, I don't know if I can admit to this, but the Conspiracy Channel. Yeah,
give that one a go.
I'm a big fan of that and the aliens and everything. I would listen to that definitely.
Could we get Beanie for the Conspiracy?
Doing a podcast with somebody else.
I know he is. I know. Maybe we could pluck him
Dave
back.
Holmes hanging out.
Yep, I know. I think he wants to talk about his bread and butter, though, and some of those alien encounters that he once had.
I'm in agreement with you.
Yes, Beanie.
I'm actually
my guy
reading right now, just like I'm sure all of you are, Christy Brinkley's biography.
What's up with Christy?
She wrote a book.
Okay.
She's got the book of her life.
A lot of Billy Joel stuff in there.
We're getting to that,
sure.
But she's talking about how when she was in Greece, how she had close encounters with UFOs.
I didn't know this about.
I'm just saying.
Christy Brinkley?
Yeah.
Did she get taken up? Or what did she mean? Define encounters.
They seen it.
I want probed, all right?
The whole village was there.
Of the ace.
She was in Crete. In Greece, and she saw it. She saw the UFO, not once, but twice.
She seen him.
The entire village saw it. The entire village.
They all are
and
on
then
record.
She married Chuck Norris, and they did it on the total, Jim.
Thumbs up.
See, back in the day, we had a producer named Pork Chop. Pork Chop was convinced Christy Brinkley and Chuck Norris were married just because they did the infomercial together. Wait a minute, they're not married? All right, you did something today.
I did.
That you have not done in 13 years. Tell the people what it is.
So I have never just on a whim called into one of our shows on the Fan until this morning.
Me neither.
I was out there.
Just don't listen to it.
Well, you've done some appearances on other shows. You just did an appearance on T-Bone and Tyvis about a month ago to talk about the race.
That's right.
And I've gone on some of the other shows before to talk some Buckeye basketball from time to time, and that's been cool. But I've never just been driving around and then I hear what they're talking about. I'm like, oh my God, like I've got to call into this. I heard my name mentioned once too, so that kind of triggered me to call in. And Tyvis this morning. So when you go back and listen to their show, check it out, put it in your rotation, 6 to 9 every morning, right here on the Fan. Right going into their 8 o'clock top of the hour update, they were hitting on the Washington Commanders uniform change, which, as we talked about yesterday, we said, Timmy's pants flew off yesterday morning, and I talked about how cool that was to see the rebrand. It's really not, it's not a rebrand, it's just Washington going back to what the Redskins uniforms looked like. Same exact color scheme. Obviously, they can't put the name on it, but they're the Super Bowl era uniforms. I wish they never would have changed that. You got to call them the Commanders. I get it, but the fonts, the graphics, the color code should have never changed. The trim on the jerseys. And Tyvis was swearing that they were the exact same as the ones they already have. It made me so mad that I was texting him and they said, okay, call on the show. So I called in the show right at like 8:02 this morning.
They didn't completely change the colors when they went to the Commanders.
They did change the color codes.
They did? I thought they just kept the yellow and the maroon or whatever it was.
They look like they're in the same ballpark, but they're not the same. And you cannot look at that base white uni that the Commanders wear, pull up any Jaden Daniels photo. It's all sorts of effed up. They've got a color fade thing going on in the numeral that's really stupid. They've got different coloring on the sleeves.
I understand.
It's not even close.
I understand, and I know you take it personally, but Tyvis is a guy that can't tell the difference between Coke and Pepsi. Are you surprised by this development?
I think I dropped that line this morning. It's not surprising, but at the same time, they were telling me other guys at the station, like Fish, like Rhyme Time, were saying the same thing about that uniform.
Can't tell the difference.
Can't tell the difference. What
do you think about that, T-Bone?
It's 12 inches. It is gigantic.
It's outrageous. Doesn't make any sense.
You think Bone likes Teddy? Which one of those stations you think he would like? Sack?
Sack is the best name.
Yeah, probably the Sack.
What do you think, Boner?
I'm not a big licking guy.
Licking County. WS.
Bone getting it on.
ACK.
Hey, you know what we got today?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You have no idea what I'm about to say.
No, I don't.
Why can't you just let it go?
I don't want to.
You can say, what's that, common man? And I would say, we are going to have, is it next week? Yes. Starting.
You don't even know what's going on.
I don't want to promise something that I can't pay off on. Starting next week on this show, you have to listen to win. Just announced today, American tour, and it's coming to Nationwide Arena on November 8th. Reimer has no idea who he is. He is Paul McCartney. We will have tickets to give away on this show next week.
Sir Paul McCartney.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knighted him.
Good old Paul.
And then he used his sword on me.
Paul is Queen. Have you been to many Paul McCartney concerts?
Oh, yes, I went with my good friend Penny Lane.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. As far as the Beatles go, is Paul your favorite?
I've always been a Ringo fan myself.
Why? Why have you liked Ringo? He's pretty good with the sticks, isn't he,
How to
Queen?
work that foot pedal, I'll tell you that.
He does. He's pretty good on the kick drum, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, snare guy.
That Yoko Ono, I got a problem with her, though.
Oh, don't worry about Yoko.
No, don't like Yoko.
That was a bad thing that happened to John, though.
You mean the murdering? Yes, that was a bad thing.
Right in the middle of the streets.
I'm glad
We're heading
you're
home.
Anti-murder.
I am. You are too, right?
The ghost of Babe Ruth has a problem with Livy Dunne. This is a real story. Details coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some backup due to an accident that's blocking the left lane on westbound 70's ramp to 270 southbound on the east outer belt. And we've got another slowdown due to an accident that's on the left shoulder of northbound 270 on the west outer belt before Cemetery Road. This report is sponsored by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Experience hot ribs and cool jazz at Jazz and Rib Fest in downtown Columbus, July 18th through the 20th. Enjoy ribs from nearly 20 vendors and music from top headliners. Download the app for updates. Presented by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Learn more at hotribscooljazz.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
We've all got our daydreams, right? Little things, big things, things you know one day you'll do. Then, out of nowhere, cancer. And all your plans don't change a bit. I would know. I'm about to jump out of an airplane with my dad. Our first time skydiving solo. And my second year since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health. All right, Dad, let's go. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep-making-plans.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.44%, APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
The only show that can bring a dead queen back to life. This is Common Man and Timmy.
Subscribe to the podcast of This Stupid Show. It's available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Common Man and Timmy. Click, subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. Podcast brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. By the way, I have an update on my $740 electric bill that I got yesterday.
Okay, someone texted me about their electric bill. I want to hear what you have to say about yours.
So, look, I run the AC a lot. It's been a hot summer. I get it.
Everybody is,
but
though.
$740 I thought was excessive. So I logged into my account, my Ohio Edison account, and I have signed up the recurring payment thing. So every single month, they don't send me anything paper anymore. Every single month, they just, send me an email. Here's your statement. And then it auto drafts from the bank account.
Right. Almost everybody has that set up.
Well, for some reason, last month, it just stopped doing that. So the $740 was actually 2 months put together.
Well, that isn't very good.
It's not good at all. And I don't think I should have to pay a penalty. And I hope it didn't nip at my credit report either, because they were stupid and didn't have the auto pay draft some money.
Did you say if you looked it up, was there a penalty included, or you have to look into that after the show?
That's patent pending.
Okay.
I got to check that
pending.
out.
Yeah. No, you should clearly not be given a penalty if you were signed up for auto draw. It should just be you're having to pay for it because you didn't pay last month and you're feeling it more this month. That makes a lot more sense now, because my neighbor, this one didn't make any sense. Because I know the neighborhoods, I know your house, I know their house. Theirs is bigger than ours, so I understand how it might be a little bit more expensive. But I also know that they keep their AC a little higher than ours is, because we spend some time over there, and I come out and you're sweating bullets.
Wow.
And so it might be 74, 75. Theirs was, she texted me, $937.
Well, that's got to be a mistake.
Had to be a mistake.
We have the windows open?
No.
Is there some sort of error there? The air conditioner's broken.
So... And I don't understand. I got a little update on this, and maybe it goes back to the winter time where their bills were gigantic because they had a heat pump die and they were on some auxiliary heat. So I guess that was smashing the bill. But either way, I know, like I mentioned with the Columbia Gas, you can get on that budget plan, so it locks in the rate. And I don't know how they ever choose to adjust that if you're using way more than what that budget plan is taking out, and they finally hit you back and say, hey, we got you signed in for $130, but you're using about $400 worth of gas. We got to pump up your prices. Now, I don't know. But even without $937, if you missed a month,
that's ridiculous.
Still too high, budget plan or no budget plan.
So I've never been so happy to just have a $400-something bill. I mean, it's still high, don't get me wrong, but it's not $740.
Did I ever tell you about the time where we went on our summer vacation, we left on a Saturday morning, and Sarah forgot to turn the hose off in the backyard? The hose was on. And when I said on, you mean there was a nozzle on the end of the hose and maybe, the water was just rushing through the hose and it was stopping at the nozzle? No, just running free. We got back. I had never seen a backyard so saturated
what the hell's the
in my
matter
life.
with you? Couldn't you text a neighbor and say, please come over and shut off the water?
I didn't know about it until we got back. No one actually went over to the backyard and said, hey, it looks like there's
alligators back here. You have the Everglades in your backyard.
Yeah, crocodiles back there. It would have been great if someone else had picked up on that or noticed it.
Well, that's on your neighbors, though.
Didn't get it until, it wasn't until the bill came, because we got home on that Saturday, went in the backyard. I'm like, what the F is going on?
What was the bill?
Oh, it was like $1,000.
Of course it was.
$1,100.
And you probably ruined the lawn.
They actually listened to us and understood what had happened, so it was able to be charged as simply wastewater and not the same kind of water that would have been flowing through your house. So they deducted some of it off the bill, but it was still a big mess up and a huge whammy.
All right, Livy Dunne, which, by the way, Lucille in the chat hates Livy Dunne. She finds her very obnoxious. Which I understand.
I get it too. I understand. I want to hear it.
Look, you're in the business of selling yourself, and so you have to put yourself out there. And by nature, that rubs people the wrong way. It's obnoxious. But she's in the hot Livy Dunne business, and she has to show you hot Livy Dunne.
She's making millions of dollars doing it, and this story kind of points to what she tried to do with some of that money.
She decided to go on social media and complain about something. She wanted to buy a 3-bedroom Upper West Side apartment that the New York Yankees legend Babe Ruth used to live in when he was in New York City.
That's pretty wild.
So she goes on social and says,
guys, I'm so upset.
It's like staying in Edgar Allan Poe's dorm at the University of Virginia.
she was going to buy this apartment. She said,
The gag was it was Babe Ruth's apartment. I was going to buy it. I was going to pay with cash. Like, I wanted this apartment bad. It was just iconic. Like, it was so cool that it was Babe Ruth's apartment.
I love how you've just decided to give Livy that voice, too.
The week that I'm supposed to get my keys to my brand new apartment, I get a call. The co-op board denied me. So pretty much the people in the building voted to not have me live there. Long story short, don't try to live in a co-op. You might get denied, and you won't get Babe Ruth's apartment.
I like how that ended. Long story short, just trying to save you some trouble. If you're looking for Babe Ruth's apartment, maybe Babe Ruth's apartment's not in your price range. Maybe it's Wally Pipp's apartment. If you're looking for Joe Pepitone's apartment.
Joe Pepitone, no.
If it's in a co-op building, right?
That's how it goes.
You could be denied. Look, I understand. Look, when you apply to get a place in a co-op building, you know what you're signing up for. You got the co-op board. If they don't like you, they can choose not to sell to you.
I wish we had more co-op
I wish everything was co-op.
I wish
Maybe
you
these
and I run a co-op.
people said, you know what? We don't want her bronzer getting on the couch in the lobby because she's going to be down there taking her slutty pictures to put on the gram, and we don't want that in our nice family building.
Honestly, they just don't want all the social media attention, and it was the social media posts that kept them from wanting to give this apartment to her, and she's complaining about it on social media, the very social media that kept her from getting it in the first place.
I understand her being frustrated. I do. But I like how people put this on social media like,
Can you believe what happened to me? Isn't this a relatable problem?
No. I have never tried to buy Babe Ruth's apartment and get denied.
What they didn't say is that they actually have all of the actors that have played Babe Ruth. They live in the apartment.
I see. So John Goodman's there.
John Goodman's there. Even dead Art LaFleur is there doing his Robert De Niro face coming out of the kid's closet in the Sandlot. How you doing there, kid? Just remember, kid. Just remember, kid.
You remember that guy's name is Art LaFleur? Isn't he the Packers coach?
Yeah, that's Matt.
Grandson.
You know the actor if you've seen him.
I know who you're talking about.
The Babe comes out of the closet with Benny the Jet. Got himself a nice little pickle, huh? Benny?
What else was he in?
I don't know why Babe sounds like this. What else was he in? He's been in a lot of stuff. Lots of stuff.
He's dead?
He is dead. Yep. But he could still be there. His ghost. I mean, the same way the Babe's a ghost.
Teddy, remember the time you tried to buy Art Schleister's waterbed?
I don't remember that.
That's a little thing about Teddy that people don't realize, and he blew our minds when he told us this. Teddy
sleep in a waterbed.
Used to bang on a waterbed for a long time. You moved your waterbed with you to college.
You were a waterbed guy?
Well, no, I was. I had it like later in my college. Like when I first went, first couple years, I couldn't have it because it was like on a second floor, I think it was, and you weren't allowed to have it like on second or third floor.
The second you could have it,
I moved into a floor, bottom floor location, and then I was able to have it then. So, and then I had it, probably for 15 years.
How
maybe.
many? How do they? What's the system like? I've never really explored that. Are they water logs in there? Are there multiples? Is it just like one pouch?
There's like
two
bladder,
pouches. Yeah,
there's different systems. Yeah, different varieties of it where you can have like a full wave where there's just like nothing in there and it's just going and then you can have like the buffers in it, like a little semi wave.
Like waveless.
Yeah, and then you can have like a waveless basically. So when you get in it just moves barely, not too much. The big problem with those is when the electric goes out because then, you can't sleep on it because it just goes cold. And if you're laying on a cold waterbed, it'll just suck the heat right out of you and then you'll be dead.
Waterbeds.
So you got
15 years you did this. You ever miss it?
I think so. No, I don't miss it. No.
What if you went to your lovely wife, Heather, and said, you know what? It's really important to me. I'd like to have a waterbed again.
No, she would not.
She wouldn't do it?
She was against the waterbed, so that was one of the reasons we don't have it.
How do you do stuff on a waterbed? Just floating around the whole time?
Yeah.
No traction.
I managed.
Slipping and sliding
I got no complaints, man. Paint was peeling off the wall. Neighbors called the popo.
How you doing, Ted?
I'm doing good, Mike.
This show sucks. Hey, one dude picked the wrong guy to have a golf course fight with. Details coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slower traffic due to an accident that's on southbound 270 on the West Outer Belt at Tuttle Crossing Boulevard. Police are on scene there, adding to that delay. And there's a couple-minute delay on westbound 670 from 71 to Neal Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority. Want a man cave, playroom, or guest space in your basement? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the basement finishing experts. Book your free inspection today at ohiobasementauthority.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Cool cars, cool people, good times. It's the biggest and best hot rodding event of the year. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 classics from across the USA. Shop the swap meet at Huge Vendor Midway. See which rides take home the crown of the 2025 Classic Instrument Street Rods and PPG Street Machine of the Year. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Come into your local AAA Tire and Auto Service and save up to $30 on auto repair with their AAA Triple Play. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid July 1st through July 31st. See store for details.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Hear that? That's the sound of freedom. This July, declare your independence on the open road during RCD RV's Declare Your Independence sale, running July 5th through the 19th, offering all-American savings on all in-stock motorhomes, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Wave goodbye to ordinary vacations and say hello to adventure. Stop by any of our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com. Celebrate the red, white, and blue with unbeatable savings at RCD RV. RCD RV. Freedom starts on the open road.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, we've got a boat for everyone. So come on down and find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina. You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With TrueHold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. TrueHold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since TrueHold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit TrueHold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Hey, look, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
You know what I love the most about your store?
What's that, Common Man?
The way you treat people. You get to know your customers. That's why they keep coming back. No sleazeballs around. Just good, clean boys and girls selling jewelry.
Stop in and see the difference for yourself.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com. It's where Columbus gets engaged. Tell them Common Man sent you.
They were national champs on the football field, but how far can they hit a softball? Find out at the Monogram Homes Cardale Jones Charity Softball Game.
Presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Saturday, July 19th at Huntington Park.
Bring the whole family and watch Team Cardale battle Team Braxton Miller. Don't miss the Home Run Derby and see stars like Ted Ginn Jr. and Maurice Clarett. Get your tickets at 971thefan.com. Do it now.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save big on 6 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Right now, select varieties are only $2.99 each with your digital coupon. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate
today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
A show with copious amounts of fart sounds. Emphasis on copious.
Oh no, I get a fart, but I don't know which way to lean.
This is Man and Timmy.
Guys, if you own a home, you've likely dealt with plenty of service contractors throughout the years. Sometimes dealing with them, it can get a little frustrating. That's why I have started to turn to my friends at Victor's Home Solutions. They have the best customer service you are going to find. And when it comes to installing the highest quality roofs and windows money can buy, they are the ones that you should turn to. They start with the basics. You know, they've got prompt follow-ups. They show up to their appointments on time. And then they go above and beyond with their roof and window installation teams. They're so skilled. They're so precise that Victor's can offer you a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. You're not going to find a guarantee like that. And they got a lifetime warranty on all their windows. It starts with that 21-point roof and window inspection. It is free. So call 1-866-VICTORS to get started. That's 1-866-VICTORS, that too. Yeah. Or go online, victors.com.
Victor Maitland. Hey, hop in the YouTube chat. Go to YouTube, search This Dumb Show or 971 The Fan. You'll find it. Lucille's in there, and I know I've mentioned her already once today.
Hi, Lucille.
I don't know what to make of this comment. We were talking about water beds in the last segment. Teddy had a water bed for 15 years until Mrs. Ted came around and said, "Get rid of the water bed!" So Lucille says, I had a water bed as a kid only because it was free and I needed a bed. That sounds sad. Are you one of the boxcar children?
Man.
I'll take whatever you have as long as it's not this rusty frame that I've been sleeping on.
It's like that line from...
I have hepatitis.
It's like the, what was that football movie with Sandra Bullock about Michael Orr?
The Blind Side?
The Blind Side. Never had a room before? No, a bed. Aw. Well, you could just live here with us. Didn't that guy start suing the hell out of them in real life?
They hate each other
that
now.
The Tuohys took advantage of him?
Michael Orr said that he was exploited.
Man.
That they made money off of that movie. He didn't make money off of that movie. He didn't care for the way that he was depicted in that movie. It made him look like an idiot.
I didn't think so.
Well, and who wrote the book? Because it was based on a book. Was it? It's one of the guys who's written a lot of sports book. What the hell's his name?
Oh, was it the guy that did Friday Night Lights?
What is his name? Was it Michael Lewis? Is that right?
I'll get it for you. Yeah, you're right. Good call.
Michael Lewis wrote The Blind Side. He's an accomplished author, New York Times bestseller. He sided with the family. Now, I don't know if that means anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, he's saying, no, they didn't get rich. I know what the contracts were, and you can sue them for some sort of cut of the profits, but I'm telling you, we didn't get much from it.
It was kind of tough to read about that because it really is a feel-good story. It seemed like both sides were able to help each other out there.
No, they're not going to Thanksgiving together.
Yeah, I know. I understand that, but it just, from what you read about the situation, and the Tuohys, like depicted in the movie, I do not think they were ever the kind that were hurting for money. Like, they were kind of offering their help. And sure, is there a little... recruiting things that were done there? Yeah, like they were Ole Miss people and they kind of funneled him to Ole Miss, but I don't think anybody cares about that at this stage. He got to go to the NFL and he got to show his talents to the world.
It's almost like when I was doing radio in Southern California, we had...
Those are good times, weren't they?
Oh, great times. We had Gary Coleman on the show.
You interviewed Gary Coleman?
Arnold Jackson from
GC.
Different Strokes. Yeah, Gary Coleman, because he was running for governor.
Dead. Right?
Yes.
Long time.
He wasn't dead when I talked to him. He was alive.
Yep. As they are.
And so he's like running for governor. It was a joke, but he thought it was real because, you know, he's working as a security guard. He's trying to get all the publicity he possibly can. And so we have him on the morning show. We're asking him questions. What would you do if you were the governor? And his publicist said, we can't ask him anything about Different Strokes. And I said, well, that's the only thing people know this guy from.
That's like if Mr. Belding came on your show and said,
ridiculous
I'm not
thing I've ever heard.
talking about Saved by the Bell. And he was branded to go to the Clippers game as Mr. Belding.
So, of course, I did not listen to them at all.
Sure.
And I asked him about different strokes. I asked him a question about being on the show. He answered it. And then I asked him, hey, Mr. Drummond, what's his name? Conrad, not Conrad Murray. He killed Michael Jackson. Was it Conrad Bain? Was he the actor? Yes, whoever played Mr. Drummond, I think it was Conrad Bain. And I asked him because I genuinely did not know.
Yeah, good call.
Hey, is Conrad Bain still alive? You guys still have conversations? He said, I don't know. I said, you don't know if he's alive or dead?
That's the way I was telling you to F off.
He said,
I don't know.
He said, I don't know. All right. I'm not saying you have to go to his house for picnics, but you're really telling me right now you have no idea if he's alive or dead. Well, I don't know.
What do you like to have, steak or fish for dinner? Yeah. Well, which one is it? No.
Got rocked. Got to get up there.
Oh, so tell me, have you seen this golf course fight that has blown up?
I seen it.
I will tell you, you've seen it. I think you're probably like me. I'm not the internet fight guy. I think social media is inundated with them. They kind of put me off. It's kind of scary, if you ask me, some of the fights that happen in sporting venues across the country. Whenever I take my kid to a game, I'm always cognizant of that to kind of stay away if any of those start to break out. It's just two groups here on a golf course. It's in Canada. It's at like Alberta Springs Golf Resort. And I don't know why this one captivated me so much. I think it's because the guy who's starting everything is such an idiot, and he gets exactly what he deserves.
Exactly.
And also the guy who's doing the punching here, he actually chooses to stop for the third go-around because I think he knows I will probably do
He could destroy
irreparable
this guy.
damage to this guy.
Destroy him.
And so he didn't punch at the end. He just chucked him 10 yards towards the lake. It actually started with him throwing the guy into a lake, and then you see him reappear like a jungle cat on all fours, like walking up. And so the guy who's doing the punching, he's doing sound effects when he hits him. He's like, you done yet, man? You done yet? Well, how about this? Bang! Bang! I mean, Mike Breen was getting royalties for this. He came back again. Bang! Bang! Like, take a seat. And it turns out that, yep, the guy that was doing the punching was an NHL player, and he was an enforcer.
Of course he was.
He was huge. I mean, you wouldn't have messed with a guy that big to begin with, but it's Nick Tarnowski, 40 years old now, played 5 seasons across the NHL for 3 different teams, and he had a role with a youth hockey team, and so the word with that is that they are investigating it, but I also saw that there were no charges brought. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, gotta love those guys, they said that they are not investigating the incident with what they have looked at. It's just guy got what was coming to him, I suppose.
I have what I believe people will think is a very controversial take, okay?
All right.
I think an American hero is a moron, and I'm going to tell you who it is and why coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Watch out for some slowdown due to an accident that's blocking the left lane on southbound 270 on that west outer belt after Cemetery Road. We also have an accident that's blocking the left lane on westbound 70's off-ramp to southbound 270 on the east outer belt. This report is sponsored by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Experience hot ribs and cool jazz at Jazz and Rib Fest in downtown Columbus, July 18th through the 20th. Enjoy ribs from nearly 20 vendors and music from top headliners. Download the app for updates. Presented by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Learn more at hotribscooljazz.org. I'm Nicole on 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
With rates as low as 8.99% APR, now is the perfect time to save your summer with a debt consolidation loan from BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit bmifcu.org/consolidate.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
If your garage door is so ugly that Google Street View blurred it out, we are Deluxe Door Systems.
For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors. Straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeStoreSystems.com.
Lindsay Automotive is Central Ohio's big certified pre-owned outlet. LindsayCertified.com makes it easy to find the right car at the right price. All models include certified warranties and inspections, new car financing, and more.
Up to 1,000 pre-owned to choose from.
No matter what kind of vehicle you're looking for, Lindsay has it. Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. You'll love the shopping experience, whether online or in person.
Shop LindsayCertified.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off-season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue we actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
At Meijer, we're working hard to make summertime shopping a good deal better with great deals like $1.99 a pound bulk large sweet cherries, $2.99 a pound fresh from Meijer boneless skinless chicken thigh family packs. Buy 2 get 1 free 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, 7-Up or Dr. Pepper products, plus deposit where applicable, and 3 for $6 on Meijer shredded chunk or sliced cheese. Summer is always a good deal fresher at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
This summertime, it's Modelo time. Whether you're poolside or curbside, kick it with an ice cold Modelo. Time to fire up the grill and turn up. Time to reach for a crisp Modelo or the refreshing lime and salt flavors of Modelo Chelada. Time to raise one to summer, and time to stock up on Modelo before summer is gone. Drink responsibly. Beer and flavored beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris, Texas! Then it's off to Rome, Georgia! And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin, Ohio! Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. This is Paul Keels. Baseball today. Clippers with a 6-4 win at Huntington Park over Louisville. Cincinnati Reds will try for a second straight win. Hosting Miami tonight. Cal Quantrill pitching for the Marlins. Nick Lodolo for the Reds. Cleveland Guardians try for a third straight win. Starting a series in Chicago against the White Sox. Logan Allen and Jonathan Cannon will be the starting pitchers in that game. At Wimbledon today, 13th ranked American Amanda Anisimova ousted top seed Arina Sabalenka to move into her first ever Grand Slam final. Her opponent will be 8th ranked Iga Swiatek, who knocked off Belinda Bencic in straight sets. Golf opening round of the Scottish Open. Nico Echeverria, Sepp Straka, Victor Perez, and Jake Knapp all share the lead at 6 under par. This update brought to you by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
#1 pizza expert and the #4 college basketball expert at the radio station.
Just from looking at your clothes and weight, I can tell you all watch a lot of free network television.
This is Man and Timmy.
I have a couple things that aggravate me, per usual. But today, day #1 of the Scottish Open.
Matt Kuchar update.
Cooch! Timmy, no Cooch, no Scottish Cooch.
No, you know what? You know what the Matt Kuchar update is going to start becoming? Like, in the year 2000. It's 2025, and we're still doing the bit. I don't even.
Where's Cooch?
He might be Corn Fairy Cooch.
Corny Cooch?
He might be.
He was playing, was it last weekend or 2 weeks ago?
I don't know.
The field wasn't as elite the last couple of weeks. He had a nice weekend.
Yeah, when he's playing against amputees, he can play.
Not that bad.
So we do have some action at the Scottish Open. I was a little upset when I was watching this morning. They had, the couple of boxes on ESPN Plus, and you and I both love morning sports, so these are some events I look forward to, Scottish Open and then the Open Championship the following week. And it's got a Colin Morikawa, Scheffler featured groups, and they weren't playing together, which was fine. They're going back and forth from their groups. And the one hole that we started off on, I forget which one it was because they played the back nine first, so they were on the front. They didn't even have their cameras set up so you could see the cup. You couldn't even see hole.
I mean, they got the see hole. They have the interns working. They don't wake the real people up until
what are we doing? We have
the weekend.
We're set up. We have to bring our gear. I get it's not on like the big channel yet.
Hey, Fred,
until whenever the coverage starts.
Can you see hole over there? Can you show me some more hole. I want it to be gaping.
I got to see it go in.
Give me a gaping hole.
It was dumb. Dumb, I tell you.
You know what was dumb?
Shot tracer, too.
Weather too nice.
Weather,
don't like it. Weather too. I want it to be 55 degrees and raining sideways. Okay, that's with the brilliance of the Scottish Open.
All right.
Too nice.
Look, it's
70.
It's cloudy today. 71 degrees max. It's way cooler than whatever that heat wave the northern part of the country Dunkeld is getting.
Look, if I were there, I would enjoy it. I'm sure it's very nice for those people. I watch the Scottish Open.
You want mist.
And the British Open to see chaos.
You want morning mist.
That's what I want to see.
It's not really that driving rain. It's that steady rain that you look for. I even think that a couple years ago, we did something where we talked to our artificial intelligence selves to get weather updates, forecasts on the Scottish Open this very same week.
We did?
Yeah, I believe we did.
AI Timmy Hall?
Yeah, I think there's a Scottish weather update, and it's almost the same weather this week, so you could just replay it.
Here you go.
Hey, guys, it's Timmy Hall. It makes me very sad to hear the common man talking poorly about Scotland and the playing conditions at the Scottish Open today. The weather can't be drab and dreary for 365 days a year, but it's certainly going to be cooler than any other place in the world. Don't you talk bad about Scotland. The cool, misty conditions do wonders for the undercarriage. And if you retire there, you will never have sacky problems again.
You know, Fish.
Don't you talk bad about Scotland.
You know, Fish sends us some trade articles to kind of just keep in the know and keep ourselves sharp in the biz, in the industry. And one of them was about artificial intelligence. And the person who was, giving the opinions in this article was saying how he thought that we were all going to be pretty safe as far as doing what we do and not being taken over by those guys. I just watched a thing on AGT this season. I heard you and your daughter were watching that season. I started watching the new season 2, and there were those Boston Dynamics dogs that were dancing to a Queen song. One of them just died right there on the stage. It's like, okay, 10 seconds into it, he just fell flat. And that's me there, but that's not even close to me.
That's a couple years old, though. Technology's improved since then.
I don't know if
I bet if you tried it again. First of all, that was a free AI thing. If you got to pay one.
Oh, premium. Premium.
We wouldn't be able to tell the difference from you. As a matter of fact, Teddy, I don't think we need him at all, do we?
Yeah, that was spot on.
What would you get to fill the chair? Like the autopilot in airplane?
Tyvis's big cardboard head over there.
You've seen enough of that head.
If we could just get that AI just to jump in mid-conversation, then we won't need Timmy at all.
Look at that. Teddy throwing the shade. I like it.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. You suck.
Wow. Yes. It's good to know. It's good to know where you stand.
Can I rip an American hero, please?
Yeah, please.
We talk about this guy like he's coming back from war, like we should salute him. He's one of the greatest athletes of all time. It's like when I see these lists of the greatest athletes and Secretariat is on it. It's a freaking horse.
It's an animal.
That's what this guy is, an animal. Joey Chestnut. All you morons. Look at Teddy over there. Getting excited just hearing about Joey Chestnut. He's rubbing his chestnuts over there.
I'm excited about this story.
I'm with you on this, though. I've gotten into so many arguments in the past few years about Joey Chestnut. And you know what? God love, he found something that he's good at and he can win. If anyone tries to say that he's one of the great athletes that we have, I'm sorry. Jail.
We like to think that we've evolved as a society. We look at the old days, like, remember when they had the circuses and the freak shows? We don't have that. We're mature. No, we watch TLC and people shove hot dogs in their mouth all the time. Those are freaks. Joey Chestnut is a modern-day freak, and we support him in his venture. So Joey Chestnut wants to get Usain Bolt to race him. The caveat is...
There has to be a caveat.
The caveat is...
you lose.
You can't start running the race until you eat one hot dog. And so he thinks he can eat the hot dog so fast that he'll be able to beat Usain Bolt because he'll have such a head start on him. Usain Bolt's going to have trouble sucking down the hot dog. So you have... celebrities weighing in on who they think would win. I saw some of the golfers were weighing in on this.
Yeah.
Jordan Spieth. He was talking about it, right? And then at the end of this article, Joey Chestnut says, I contacted Usain Bolt's people a couple years ago. They're not really interested. Yeah, you don't say. One of the greatest athletes of all time doesn't want to join the circus with the yak woman? You're barking for the yak woman.
You ever seen her? Got them big old horns. Coming out of her head.
Hell of a good cook.
Sweet gal.
Yeah, Usain Bolt. Gold medals out the wazoo. Olympic royalty.
Got him cured off the wild turkey.
Why don't you want to do celebrity boxing with the Tanya Harding? Because he's got standards. That's right, Joey Chestnut.
Race Mike Tyson.
He'll do it.
Something like that. Who's gonna judge? Is it just getting it in your mouth, or do you have to swallow it before you take off?
I think you got to swallow.
Right, but who's to say that
you might
did?
choke or something, and that would be a whole nother situation.
Imagine if we choked Usain Bolt and he died 30 meters into the
Just think about
100-meter run.
One of the greatest Olympians of all time dies in a hot dog race contest against some stupid idiot.
Jaws, Joey, you ever been to a Turkish prison? You ever sucked back 76 hot dogs?
Man naked? Stupid. What are we doing?
I'm with you on that.
I got somebody else I got to take to the woodshed. Deion Sanders. Now listen, looky here, Coach Prime. I stuck up for you. Okay, you took the Colorado job. You were reshaping that roster. I say all the media people jumping on him. I said Deion Sanders is doing what he's paid to do, and that is win football games. Okay? So he's taking advantage of the system as it exists right now. He's using the portal. He's not waiting around for 3 years to try and recruit a winning product. He can reshape his roster right now, and he should be allowed to do it, essentially.
And he is.
And he has.
Yeah.
And he did. He's had 2 years on the job there. Is it 2 years now?
Yeah.
2 years on the job there.
Marginal success.
Well, when he took
Tough
over,
to define
it was a one-win football team, right?
Yeah.
And maybe the expectations were a little bit higher than they should have been, but whatever. Okay? I have gone to bat for Deion Sanders. Whether I like his personality or not is irrelevant. Deion Sanders at Big 12 Media Days talking about how he wishes there was a cap. He says, I wish there was a cap, like the top of the line player makes this. And if you're not that type of guy, you know you're not going to make that. That's what the NFL does. So the problem is you got a guy that's not that darn good, but he could go to another school and they give him $500,000. You can't compete with that, and it don't make sense. Okay, I understand that argument. I can understand some coaches making that argument. You know, if Kirk Ferentz wants to come out and say, look, I can't compete here. I understand that. We'll have a conversation.
Right.
And
our expectation level has to be known by our administrators when we go out there and coach these guys. We're going to do the best we can.
And I don't
with the money
think
we have.
that the rules as they exist right now are going to be the same rules that we're going to see in 5-10 years. This is all a work in progress. However, coming from Deion Sanders, I had to laugh out loud. This is a man who went into Jacksonville State and essentially bought himself 2 championships. And every other coach in that league was looking around saying, well, what the hell are we supposed to do here? We don't have that type of money. Deion Sanders has got deals with Barstool, and he's bringing in Travis Hunter, like 5-star talent.
Yeah, he got his 2 sons to play there.
That's how Deion Sanders won his titles at Jacksonville State. And now he's at Colorado saying, man, I can't compete with Ohio State. That's not fair. Well, cry me a river. Tootie-wootie, dude.
Tootie-wootie?
Tootie-wootie.
Go somewhere where you can win if this is going to be such a problem there. It's supposed to be the money follows Deion, right?
Apparently not.
Everybody
he can't compete. He needs a cap.
To go
he needs rules now. Coach Prime needs rules.
I don't know what the rules are.
Jackets news. What? That sucked. What was I going to say?
No, there is some, if that's what you wanted to talk about next.
Yeah, but I don't like that either. What else should I do?
Well, what are you want to talk about next?
Oh, we'll talk about how the Big 12 is stupid. Jackets news and stupid Big 12 coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Traffic is starting to back up due to an accident that's blocking the right lane on westbound 70 downtown after the 71 East split. And there's a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Experience hot ribs and cool jazz at Jazz and Rib Fest in downtown Columbus, July 18th through the 20th. Enjoy ribs from nearly 20 vendors and music from top headliners. Download the app for updates. Presented by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Learn more at hotribscooljazz.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Mark your calendars for Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend, July 25th and 26th. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Seller. Wedding Weekend is back with incredible offers you won't want to miss. Enjoy buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and 10% off handcrafted custom bridal. We've had the guaranteed best price and an unmatched selection for over 78 years. Choose a jeweler you can trust and come see us July 25th and 26th at Diamond Seller on Salma Road or at Easton Town Center.
Waddle, hop, or gallop your way to adventure. The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tails of animals from around the world. Explore 8 wild regions, including our newest North America trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo. Get more information and tickets at columbuszoo.org.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
The big one is back. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 of the nation's baddest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Don't miss Good Guys autocross racing action. A tire-smoking burnout competition. A pro street takeover. Earth-shaking nitro thunderfest. Meet the top builders in the industry and more. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is bringing the funny this summer. Tiffany Haddish takes the mic on Friday, July 18th with the Funny and Fearless Tour. Then Deion Cole Live hits the stage Friday, September 5th for a night of nonstop laughs. 2 comedy icons, 2 unforgettable nights. Get your friends, grab a drink, and get ready to laugh all night long. Big names, big laughs, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Morning Juice, real football talk. Just 2 guys who aren't afraid to say what needs to be said. And that's how she wrote.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Now streaming mornings on YouTube and 10 TV Plus. Attack and dominate.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value, and they have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you are being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit ODA.org.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact Meteorologist Michael Behrens. Your latest forecast. Scattered shower and storm chances continue into this evening before eventually fading out. Temperature drops to around the 70s overnight. Will be mostly dry Friday, mostly sunny, hot and humid, high near 90. Pop-up chance can't be ruled out in the afternoon. Those chances pick back up this weekend with more 90-degree heat through Sunday. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
Their favorite basketball players are Leaky Black and Grady Dick.
That is childish nonsense.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
I want to talk to you about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. You have low testosterone?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people, they like to think that they do. Like, oh, yeah, I do. Let me order some stupid pill from the health food store in the mall. That's stupid. What you need to do is go get tested. Have experts tell you exactly what would work for you and not rely on television pitchmen. Instead,
you get no rush from pills.
Rely on radio pitchmen like me. I want you to go to tristatemenshealth.com. Take the low T quiz on their website. It's a simple 10-question quiz, yes or no answers. Takes 2 minutes. One of the questions is, do you like Common Man, yes or no? No is the right answer. Schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health. They will do your lab work and have your results within 30 minutes. Actual scientific proof within 30 minutes. Cost of your appointment's just $99, includes the medical consult, T and PSA test, and if you sign up for testosterone treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call them today, 800-900-9654, or visit tristatemenshealth.com. Now, before we move on, I was trying to make a point about Deion Sanders in the last segment.
Oh, you got the school wrong.
And I got Fish coming in here. I got all you people. It's not Jacksonville State. It's Jackson State. The point is still valid.
Hey, I didn't correct you either. So I'm also an idiot on that front.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
still real, except that I got the school name wrong. It's Jackson State.
The name doesn't matter. It was the size of the division that he was playing in. He got great players that shouldn't have been there.
You know who else went to Jackson State?
Yes, except I don't. I know Jerry went to Mississippi Valley State. Who is the Jackson State star?
Walter Payton.
Walter
Payton.
He was great.
He was very good.
Sweetness, maybe the best ever.
Ooh, Ocho.
Oh, wait a minute. Who do you like better? Gale Sayers, Walter Payton. I know different eras for you, but both just two of the best ever.
Both were mostly before my time. Gale was completely before my time, but I'm fairly versed in Gale Sayers, and I've seen games and stuff like that.
I love Brian Piccolo.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Carmelo. Don't. That's the same voice. Don't do it. Gale Sayers was a very short period of time.
Yeah.
Condensed.
Yeah, he had injuries and he didn't get the overall stats.
Injuries. He had years where he was just otherworldly. He also was one of the greatest special teams players in NFL history. But if we're going to talk about year in, year out, consistency, and don't forget, man, Walter Payton, when he won the Super Bowl back in '86, he was on the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
Okay? He was on the tail end of his career. Most of his career, most of that damage that he did when he set the all-time yardage record was done on some of the worst teams in the league. They sucked. They were terrible. They couldn't throw the football at all. Everybody on the defense knew Walter Payton's getting the ball.
Yeah.
Everybody knew. And they still couldn't stop him.
It's why Barry Sanders is also one of the guys where you think about him and his style, one of the best ever, played on a lot of bad Lions teams, and everyone also knew what they were doing, and nobody could tackle him.
Walter
he
Payton
could dance around,
was
run around,
a more
juke you.
physical version of Barry Sanders.
Yeah. But
that's not a knock on Barry. I'm just saying that was Walter's style.
And they both played in eras that were really physical play, and guys were hitting you, scratching, pulling, tugging ways that they can't today. And the reason I also love Gale Sayers is because his nickname is the Kansas Comet. And the fact that Kansas Jayhawk football actually had a bunch of famous dudes way back in the day. You know, another world famous running back that went to Kansas in addition to Gale Sayers? One of my guys, John Riggins. And Joe
Washington
Gibbs.
Guy.
There was a deal with John Riggins, who was, one of the famous running backs of the 80s, more of like that throwback fullback type of player. But I want to say for a while he had the record for rushing touchdowns in an NFL season until Emmitt Smith. Do you think I'm right about that, Teddy? Because you would know that being a Cowboys guy.
Yeah, he did.
That was like 24, 25 rushing touchdowns.
Back in the day, John Riggins was a soundbite we used to play pretty often on this show.
Seriously?
This person's heart is dark.
John Riggins.
What
was that
That's
about?
Riggo? I don't
he was
know
like
that bite.
sitting on a wood pile, but what was he talking about?
I can't remember, but yeah, there was the video with that.
He did a video of himself sitting on a wood pile.
Oh, my God. Well, he had...
responding to someone.
This person's heart is dark.
I mean, I've been flipping through this book that my dad got me a couple years ago about the heyday of the Redskins, and I'm reading through the chapter about how Joe Gibbs goes to re-recruit him because he took a break from the NFL.
Yeah.
There was a contract situation there, and he wanted the team to pony up. Let's not go down the same road with Terry McLaurin here that we're in 2025. But the photos, the middle of the book's got like the glossy photos. It goes through some of the years. And you talk about just a dude. He's out there. He's got like a shotgun over his shoulder. He's shirtless. He's wearing his blue jeans. He had something like 250 acres outside of Lawrence, Kansas, where he liked to hunt and fish. And Joe had to just go there to the property on a whim and try to talk him back into it. And obviously he did. And they won some more Super Bowls due to it.
That, Teddy just told me, that was John Riggins talking about Dan Snyder. Which, by the way, turns out
even more of my guy.
You're right.
This person's heart is dark.
You can have dinner with one of them. Tell me which one it is. Just one.
Yeah.
John Riggins, Ernest Biner, or Timmy Smith.
Ooh, boy. Probably Riggo.
Ernest
Biner, though, was
you share a name with Timmy Smith. Hey, I'm Timmy, too.
Timmy. And Ernest Biner is a painful one for Browns fans because of the play he was involved in.
Absolutely.
Then he goes to the Washington Redskins and gets to run behind. I would I loved Ernest Biner, but also look at the offensive line that he was behind. I still contend that 91 team that Jim Lachey was on, top 5 NFL team of all time. Your Bears are up there, too. The 85 Bears.
Well, you had some help from an 85 Bear on that Redskins team.
We had, you look at the offense, defense.
Wilbur Marshall.
Okay, thank you. I'm thinking of that defense. You have Darryl Green. You've got Dexter Manley. You've got Charles Mann. The offensive line was just riddled with talent.
I'm a man.
Mark May on that team, I believe. And then Jim Lachey, Joe Jacoby, Bostic, Russ Grimm.
How things working out for you, Pit Boy?
Where is he?
What happened to him? They kicked him to the curb.
He's gone.
As they should. He burned.
He's gone. Just out of college football.
The Big 12 is stupid. So they got Big 12 media days. I'm reading this article on CBSSports.com. In a surprising move, before the 30th year of the conference's existence, administrators and coaches opted to discontinue the media's annual preseason poll. Their unanimous approval in a vote conducted earlier this summer was straightforward. Significant roster turnover due to the transfer portal often leads to preseason polls painting an inaccurate picture of teams, and increasing parity in the Big 12 has allowed for wild, worst-to-first finishes, which usually hinder a rise in the national polls. So they're saying the national polls, which, again, really have nothing to do with the playoff system, but let's pretend that they do.
Or they have nothing to do with your conference preseason polls either.
Right. The national polls are listening to the local media members of the Big 12 to form their opinions on things. The Big Ten has a similar thing. There's no formal poll anymore, but the Chicago Tribune conducts a poll. And if I'm the Denver Post, or what do you think is the biggest newspaper in Big 12 land? I don't know.
Kansas City Star? I'm not sure. Denver Post?
Whatever.
Yeah.
What is preventing them from going and saying, oh, okay, well, you don't want us to do it, but we're going to do it anyway, and we're going to publish it in the Denver Post?
Because it's content.
You're trying. These schools,
that's what media outlets are looking to do, produce content.
I get a kick out of these schools who just think they can control every single narrative about their school, about the program, about their talent, and they refuse to understand what year it is. It's ridiculous. You're not going to control it. Why are you even trying?
Weren't they the same ones that decided to not have to put their foot in the sand and we're not going to have a championship game? And what happened? Didn't Ohio State get in and you didn't?
That's exactly right.
Because you weren't playing, you were twiddling your thumbs that week, and other teams were playing for a conference championship.
This is what you're voting
that extra
on,
data point that they called.
Your preseason local media poll? No, we voted against it. You can't do it.
See what else makes them dumb? They think international expansion is simply playing a couple games in other countries.
They want to go. They want to be the official college football conference
of Mexico. I see
college football from Mexico.
That's pretty good. International expansion to me would be having a school in another country, which doesn't make sense.
Tijuana U. Who knows, baby?
Oh, I spent a month there one night.
Mm-hmm. Our favorite segment of the week, Too Hot with Teddy, is coming up in 2 minutes. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should avoid westbound 70 on the east side between Miller Avenue and the 71 East Split. That is closed due to an accident. We also have an accident that's blocking the right lane and causing some delay on eastbound 270 on the north outer belt after 23. This report is sponsored by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Experience hot ribs and cool jazz at Jazz and Rib Fest in downtown Columbus, July 18th through the 20th. Enjoy ribs from nearly 20 vendors and music from top headliners. Download the app for updates. Presented by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Learn more at hotribscooljazz.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter. Declare your independence on the open road with RCD RV. July 5th through 19th. Shop 650 plus RVs now at rcdrv.com.
Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge. Get too hot?
Hey, my phone.
Oh, your phone. Shoulda known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall. Sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating. Not like me singing loudly in the shower frustrating. Real life aggravation. They might not return your call. The workmanship is sloppy. Maybe there's just general indifference about helping you. Frustrating sometimes doesn't even describe it. That's why I want to tell you about my new friends at Victor's Home Solutions. Victor's installs the highest quality roofs and windows you can buy, and they'll take those negative experiences you've had and turn them on their head. You'll experience prompt follow-up service, on-time appointments, and their teams are helpful, professional, and courteous. Their service and installation crews always go above and beyond because they know how much your home means to you. They offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install, and their windows come fully equipped with lifetime warranties. So call 1-866-VICTORS or go to victors.com. Get your free 21-point roof and window inspection. Experience their 5-star customer service and see why they have a 4.9 Google rating. Again, that's 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Man.
One watches QVC religiously. The other studies Paige Spirinak's golf swing. This is Man and Timmy.
If you're looking for something to do tonight and you love the Buckeye Show like we do, good news. Brandon Beam, and who's with him tonight?
Our guy, Patrick Murphy.
Pat Murphy. They will be out at Yogi's in Grandview, 6 o'clock, broadcasting live. So stop on by and see them.
I like it.
Beamer likes it when you come up and give him a nice little reach around. He enjoys that. So give him a hug.
Well, he likes watching Jack Reacher. I don't know what you just said.
Rub his tummy is what I meant.
Oh.
You reach around and rub his tummy.
Tummy sticks.
You disgusting F. Get your mind out of the gutter. So go give Beamer a yogi at Yogi's tonight in Grandview.
Too high. Sponsored by the cancer experts at Ohio Health. Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans to learn more.
Now, the segment is Panama Ted, our fine producer, finds audio that we've never heard before, and we react to said audio, and then sometimes hilarity ensues. Go ahead, Teddy.
All right, first off, we have a little cut here from T-Bone and Tyvis, and this is Tyvis talking about a little cooking he was doing, and he had a little...
Already shaking my head, Teddy.
The way he...
It's going to be bad. I know that.
The way he explained this is a little questionable, maybe, so just take a listen here.
You know what I did? I was making some Rasta jerk pasta yesterday, and when you text me that, I was just putting the jerk in, the seasoning in. I put a little bit too much. I had to give it an extra kick because
you got to find a better way to say that you're putting jerk seasoning in a pasta, because you need to have a separation between jerk and in. just saying.
It's good.
Well, I mean, he's Jamaican. Tyvis's father's
His dad's
from
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yep.
He likes to jerk it up.
Or in.
Tyvis likes his chicken spicy.
You know what makes it's not actually the seasoning that makes it spicy. It's the Scotch bonnet peppers. I'd actually like to taste that. I'd like Tyvis to make me a little jerk pasta. I'd like to get a little jerk in my mouth, Tyvis. And she'll like it too.
Do you like you some jerk chicken, though? You ever had any?
I feel like I like some of it. Sometimes it's too gingery for me.
Yeah?
They'll use the ginger. If you're not heavy on the ginger, I like the jerk.
Yeah, I need more of that tang to it. It can have the heat. Less ginger, high heat is fine. Some of that tangy, the way that they get that to glaze and caramelize.
Ooh.
Put that in a rice bowl as well.
Chicken and rice?
Oh, my God.
Let me tell you something about chicken and rice.
They're big on the plantains, I want to say.
I can take or leave plantains, but they do it the right way, the Caribbean people, when it comes to staple meals. Chicken and rice is one of the all-time great sleeper meals of all time.
It is a good value. It's
a terrific meal.
We talked about value meals when I was cooking for Jack and his friends the other night. We had 5 people eating for probably $8. Today's economy, you can't beat that. Chicken and rice is another one of those. I will sometimes go a little bit more on a wild rice. That might be $10, but it's a big jug of that rice. It's going to last you 3 meals, big pots. And then I'll do that with the bone-in, skin-on thighs. That's how I would simmer the thighs in a chicken stock in a big pot. Probably like the Le Creuset, like the big pot that you gave me. Le
Creuset.
That's not the one that you got me.
Le Creuset.
It was the other brand. It was another good one.
I don't know what I got.
But anyway, you cook
no one cares.
Cook it in that, get the rice going. It's delicious, man.
What else you got?
All right, here's Bo Bishop, and he talks about a pie that you can't really get around here, but it's
Poontang?
It might be. Let's give it a listen.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
It's how much of the pie can you dole out on a year-to-year basis, and are you ready to bake another pie?
Big fans of pie on this show.
Little huckleberry pie's a win, boys. We don't have huckleberries out here. Out west, they're big huckleberries. Have you guys ever had a huckleberry?
Nope.
Only thing I know is the line from that movie. I'll be your
Tombstone.
huckleberry.
I'm your huckleberry. Yeah, no, you drop off at the airport, be in Spokane, Washington, or Great Falls, Montana, they'll sling you some huckleberries.
Huckleberry Finn.
See some swastikas on the way, too, out there. The little road between those two cities. I never had a huckleberry. You have huckleberry?
I haven't had it
Yeah,
either. I was thinking the same thing.
Teddy, I don't know what the hell a huckleberry is. Like, what's the taste profile? Is it like a blackberry? I'm picturing it being tart.
I would assume so.
Blueberry more.
Yeah.
Blueberry?
I think it's more of like a blueberry on steroids. Or maybe they're smaller. I'm not sure. Let's see. A small edible berry that produces the berry or a character. Yeah, in Mark Twain's novel, no duh. They're closely related to blueberries, but are typically smaller and have a more intense, sweet, tart flavor.
Well, I probably like it then. I love blueberry pie.
Or tart. I like tart.
Blueberry pie is one of the most underrated pies of all time.
Doesn't Kristen make a blueberry crumble?
Blueberry cobbler.
A cobbler.
Oh, my God. She does nothing in that kitchen.
But
she does that better than anybody in the world. It's like her one trick.
It's her one shining moment.
Right.
In the kitchen.
She can hit a half-court shot. She can't hit a simple jumper from the baseline. But she can hit that half-court shot.
She's practicing all the wrong things.
She's dude perfect.
Hey, it's good. She's dude perfect.
All right, Teddy.
All right, here is another cut from Bishop and Friends with Dom Taberi joining those guys, and he is telling us a few stories about moose or meese or mooses, whatever the plural is, right? All right, here we go.
In Norway, a moose is running down the street. Now, these things can get up to like 1,600 pounds and can go 35 miles an hour, and it's running down the street in Norway. And people are like dodging, getting out of the way. It wasn't 2 days later that a moose walked into a firehouse in Anchorage and was walking around. And you know what a moose does? Whatever he wants.
You stopping it? You're not stopping it.
No, I mean, the firemen are going, there's a moose in here. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but there's something going on with the moose. That's two incidents. If there's a third, then we got a trend.
What are we talking about there,
I don't know what we're talking about.
I mean, I
moose
know
are indigenous to the area. They're going to wander. I saw something.
I saw so many moose in Utah. They're all over the place.
What did I just see? I saw something where they had some sort of gathering, and then bears showed up.
That's what happens.
Well, because they're in the woods.
That's what happens
Like,
when you're at a park. In
bears
the
are
woods.
here.
Bears show up. They have those alpine coasters in the Smokies, like outside of Gatlinburg.
That's a moose conspiracy. The moose. I've heard of lizard people. Now Dom's onto the moose people.
Onto the moose people. No, hear me out. They've got like this alpine coaster. I saw an Instagram reel in Gatlinburg. You know, like the little low to the ground things are in one car. You get up and you have like the brake and that's it. It's so low to the ground and bears will just walk right up to you. It's almost like the little like sushi conveyor belt where it gets to like pick what it wants right off of the tray if it chooses. It's kind of scary, but buyer beware. Bears could kill you.
Used to have a producer here at Channel 10 named Moose, too. That's what I thought he was going to say. Moose, my best friend, Moose.
Yeah, wasn't
he was really a moose, though.
Moose spawn?
He wore a human costume, but he was a moose. All right, Teddy, what else you got?
All right, here's one from Rothman and Ice, and they were talking about, I think it was Jeremiah Smith that signed the Adidas deal, right?
Yeah.
Last week. All right, so here's a little, them talking about Adidas.
So he's now an endorsee of Adidas.
All day I dream about sports.
He could go with that. That's probably the right way to go.
That's not their official motto, but I remember saying that a lot as a kid.
You said sports?
Well, sometimes some other things.
Okay. I've never said sports. It's always been the other. From the time you were a little kid. Right.
Man, They're working blue on that show. My God.
Our guys. I would like to hear them continue on our Shaq discussion from yesterday.
Yeah, you know, I had...
on the next show.
I had one last night, to be honest with you. I was, you know, on the golf course. Paige Spiranak was there, and she said, can you par my hole? And I said, yeah, I'll do a little...
It's a good AR.
And I woke up, and I had to change the sheets. Yada, yada, yada.
You can't yada yada that.
Yada, yada, change the sheets.
Yada yada over the best parts.
More Too Hot with Teddy. Coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Things are moving a little slow on southbound on the East Outer Belt from Livingston Avenue to I-70. And you're going to hit a couple-minute delay on eastbound 670 from Neal Avenue to 71. This report is sponsored by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Experience hot ribs and cool jazz at Jazz and Rib Fest in downtown Columbus, July 18th through the 20th. Enjoy ribs from nearly 20 vendors and music from top headliners. Download the app for updates. Presented by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Learn more at hotribscooljazz.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Victor's Home Solutions. Schedule your free 21-point roof and window inspection today at victors.com.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gehanna said, "We cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did."
I got a review too. Listen to this. "These windows were great." Oh boy. For about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew, in quotes for some reason, my windows way too soon. Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers.
And I'm his very overpaid celebrity endorser, Common Man. Bob, I heard somewhere, actually from you many, many times, that Worthington Jewelers is where Columbus gets engaged.
It's too bad you and Timmy can't engage the audience.
Good zing, Bob.
If you're thinking of popping the question, there's only one place to go.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And for a limited time, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.44% APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
We've all got it, you know, that one crazy thing you've always wanted to do, that bucket list goal. Then a cancer diagnosis, and that one thing still goes according to plan. I would know. I'm getting my first tattoo right now, while my 3 beautiful daughters laugh hysterically at me. 58 years old, 4 years of cancer-free checkups at Ohio Health. Go ahead and get a picture, girls. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. cool people, good time. It's the biggest and best hot rodding event of the year. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 classics from across the USA. Shop the swap meet at Huge Vendor Midway. See which rides take home the crown of the 2025 Classic Instrument Street Rods and PPG Street Machine of the Year. All this weekend at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris.
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome.
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin.
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The show you can feel deep down in your plums.
No, that is a bad place to touch. No, 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 no.
This is Common Man and Timmy.
This dumb show brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company. We are in the middle of our favorite segment of the week. It's called Too Hot with Teddy. Teddy finds audio that we've never heard before. He plays it for us, and then we speak about it. It's
just glorious.
It's a novel concept. All right, Teddy, go ahead.
All right, here is Dan Patrick, and he was on with the Barstool guys, I believe, and he was chatting about when he first left ESPN to start his radio show.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
There was this smear campaign that started. Any radio affiliate that had my show, you'd be dropped as an ESPN affiliate if you decided you still wanted to carry me. It was heavy-handed, but I understood. It empowered me. Like, holy shit, I'm going to matter. They're going to have to deal with me. And look, in my mind, I loved, David against Goliath. I'm sure they didn't care. But in my mind, I would tell the Danettes, I'm like, these man, we're coming after them. I don't think anybody was shaking in their boots because we were doing our little show.
Dan Patrick is an interesting guy.
I respect Dan Patrick and what he's done, what he's built.
I do too. Years back, we used to run the Dan Patrick Show, and he was on ESPN, and he did a little tour around the station one day, and I got a chance to meet him, and he seemed like a nice enough guy. And I later heard that he sent a picture of himself to someone, maybe from the waist down. I don't know. Can't confirm or deny.
How do you do?
We used to get calls at the switchboard asking when Dan Patrick was coming in.
It's
like, well, I don't, show's on, but he doesn't do it from here.
We would get those about Mike and Mike as well, and Colin Cowherd. Now, you hear all those names, that just kind of takes me back to when ESPN Radio, they invested a lot, and they used that as a place to really put their primary talent. It was an honor.
They were actually proud of their radio product.
It was an honor to have a time slot on ESPN Radio. And if you were national on ESPN Radio, you were likely one of the top 15 sports personalities in the country. Doesn't matter, like across all the forms of media, too. You're talking about Mike and Mike, Cowherd, Dan Patrick. SVP was doing a show for a long time. He had a good thing going right there. I forget who else back in the day, but...
Well, it was Tirico and Van Pelt.
Tirico.
And Tirico sucked at that. I'm sorry, I said the one thing that Tirico was bad at because everybody thinks Tirico's the best guy in the world at everything. He sucked at that.
Are people that opinionated about Mike Tirico? Like he
does
what he does.
He's everything. He's Olympics. He's Super Bowl. He's it all. He does it all.
He's had some allegations against him, has he not?
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was Tirico and Van Pelt, and then Tirico was bad, and then it was just Van Pelt. But we, as a radio station, we thought about carrying Dan Patrick because he switched his time slot to 9 to noon. And
that sounds right. Yeah.
That was the Cowherd time slot.
So you're going right up against
and we were gonna put Dan Patrick in that Cowherd slot, and we got the stoplight from ESPN Radio.
Dan had like a straight to DirecTV deal.
He did. He was also on DirecTV.
And he also, you got to give him some credit for something that we buy into a lot philosophically with the on-air producer. guys like Ted and people being characters on the shows that we do. And he did that with the Danettes, and it wasn't just one of them. It was a cast of them.
You tell me if I'm wrong here. I know that, him and Keith Olbermann will always be tied together. I mean, they did a show together. They wrote a book together. They were the big show, right?
I'm much more of a DP fan.
Well,
Dan Patrick.
Yes. Hashtag DP.
Yes.
I agree with you, but Keith Olbermann, even though he went on to do other things, became newsy guy. He was on MSNBC. He's been around. It's not like his career ended there, but I kind of look at him now as sort of a hack.
KO.
Right. He's just on social media trying to get in people's business and pretend like he's still relevant.
Yeah.
Where Dan Patrick is still out there and he is still relevant.
Well, the guy
he's been relevant for a long time.
The guy, I mean, you think about it. He is in every Sandler movie. How cool is that? He didn't have to do.
Yes, Timmy.
Dan Patrick, would you be a grown-up too, please?
Shaq. Sleep in your bed.
He's a good, clean boy.
All right, Teddy, you got another one?
I do. Let's hear from our friend Joe Buck. And he was telling a story about how and he did this while he was on the Dan Patrick show, by the way.
So he's talking to Dan Patrick here.
Yeah. And he was telling what he tells
Teddy like Dan Patrick.
I do, yeah. About telling young broadcasters, hey, don't be afraid at times not to talk. Like if you're trying to do play-by-play and stuff like that, sometimes you can just let things breathe.
I say this to broadcast students all the time, like, don't be afraid to not talk. I think that little voice in your head is telling you, if I don't say something here, the audience thinks I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
And it's that insecurity. And I think insecurity breeds over talking. I could make the case that with the advancements that have been made in audio, there really is no more dead air. Dead air doesn't exist anymore. If I don't talk, you're going to hear, whoever, Aaron Rodgers calling signals out at the line of scrimmage, or just good natural sound, or just the sound of a crowd enjoying a game. And that's really the beauty of baseball.
I agree with him 100%. I've said it on this show a million times. The reason why I grew up and I loved Pat Summerall, and Pat Summerall, former player turned broadcaster. I don't know if it was intentional on his part, but the one thing that I loved when he was calling a big game and a big moment happened, he never spoke over the moment. He would call the action. Right. He would let the moment happen, and then we all got to just experience the moment. You got to see the pictures and the crowd noise, and it's different for television than it is on radio. I know you can't do it on radio as much, right? That's because people want you to paint that picture for them.
How would that work in our line of work, doing sports talk? Just let it breathe a little bit.
I will tell you another story. When I first started doing this, I had a program director tell me, never pause for more than half a second. Always keep going. And I remember saying to myself, that doesn't make any sense.
That's a little tight.
It doesn't make any sense. The whole reason people are tuning in, hopefully, every single day. This is not a once-a-week game, and you're not broadcasting a game. They're tuning in to hear you. The reason that hopefully they're turning in is because you have some sort of connection with them, or they feel some sort of connection with you. It's a conversational tone. I've never been afraid of pauses. I've never been afraid of dead air. Program directors have said to me, no one's going to listen to you. You're going to kill your ratings. And they've been wrong every single time. People gravitate towards conversation. And that's what I think Joe Buck does, even while calling a game. He will allow the moment to happen.
I thought of one of Teddy's guys who maybe still needs to learn this a bit.
You?
Me, but Tony Romo as well for talking
Tony
over the
Romo.
end of the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Look, yeah, I can shut up sometimes. We're doing sports talk, like we said. It's different when you're a play-by-play announcer on television. Everything that Buck said, he executes that. He really does. Everything you said, I've noticed that from him, and I've admired that. I also loved when Cal Ripken took his lap around Camden Yards. That might be the longest we've ever seen in a sports telecast where nothing was said.
And
it was
needed
absolutely
to be said.
Glorious.
That's exactly right.
I don't think I've ever been as captivated as a sports fan in my life as I was watching him take that lap around when he broke Lou Gehrig's record. But Romo just talked all over the end of that Chiefs-Niners overtime Super Bowl, and every fan hated that.
Timmy and I are excited about something on the TV tonight. We'll tell you about it coming up next. Colin, Man, and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 15-minute delay on northbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Alum Creek Drive and I-70. And there's over an hour delay due to an accident that's in the construction zone on westbound 70 on the west side near Hilliard-Rome Road. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority. Is your concrete cracking? Is your uneven walkway dangerous? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the concrete lifting experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at ohiobasementauthority.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
If you've ever sprained a thumb because you can't get this dumb garage door to open, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've fixed crappy garage doors straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Let me ask you something. Is your money doing everything it can for you?
I don't know. How would I know?
Is it automatically saving for special events and keeping you posted on its progress? Like at Huntington Bank?
Oh, no.
Is it tracking your spending so you can make the best choices at the mall?
Nope.
Or setting limits on your teenager's debit card?
Definitely not.
Then it could certainly be doing more.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See, we didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Hear that? That's the sound of freedom. This July, declare your independence on the open road during RCD RV's Declare Your Independence sale, running July 5th through the 19th, offering all-American savings on all in-stock motorhomes, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Wave goodbye to ordinary vacations and say hello to adventure. Stop by any of our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com. Celebrate the red, white, and blue with unbeatable savings at RCD RV. RCD RV. Freedom starts on the open road.
When you walk up and down the stairs, do you feel a crunch in your knees? Or when you lift your arms above your head, you hear a click in your shoulders? Have you tried steroid shots and neither suggested surgery? Before you go under the knife, you should hear me out. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell, and I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without getting more meds and without having to have surgery. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine using the treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. Their cellular treatment contains growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's ability to heal itself. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. Learn more about something that could be life-changing. A licensed medical provider will go over your x-rays or MRI and see if you're a good fit for these breakthrough treatments. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall. Sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating. Not like me singing loudly in the shower frustrating. Real life aggravation. They might not return your call. The workmanship is sloppy. Maybe there's just general indifference about helping you. Frustrating sometimes doesn't even describe it. That's why I want to tell you about my new friends at Victor's Home Solutions. Victor's installs the highest quality roofs and windows you can buy, and they'll take those negative experiences you've had and turn them on their head. You'll experience prompt follow-up service, on-time appointments, and their teams are helpful, professional, and courteous. Their service and installation crews always go above and beyond because they know how much your home means to you. They offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install, and their windows come fully equipped with lifetime warranties. So call 1-866-VICTORS or go to victors.com. Get your free 21-point roof and window inspection. Experience their 5-star customer service and see why they have a 4.9 Google rating. Again, that's 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
Lindsay Automotive is Central Ohio's big certified pre-owned outlet. LindsayCertified.com makes it easy to find the right car at the right price. All models include certified warranties and inspections, new car financing, and more.
Up to 1,000 pre-owned to choose from.
No matter what kind of vehicle you're looking for, Lindsay has it. Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. You'll love the shopping experience, whether online or in person.
Shop LindsayCertified.com.
Wake up and cash. It's Top Picks on Morning Juice. Powered by WeWinYouWin.com. Professional sports bettor Chad Patrick. Dropping plays and juicing up your Friday mornings with fresh pick winners. WeWinYouWin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money breeches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit LindsayHonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. This is Paul Keels at Wimbledon today. 13th ranked American Amanda Anisimova pulled off a big surprise with a 3-set win over top seed Arina Sabalenka in the semis, earning Anisimova her first ever Grand Slam final appearance. Her opponent will be 8th ranked Iga Swiatek, who knocked off Belinda Bencic in straight sets. Baseball, Cleveland Guardians try for a 4th straight win as they begin a series in Chicago against the White Sox tonight. After snapping their losing streak, the Cincinnati Reds play the finale of their home series with Miami tonight, and the Columbus Clippers with a matinee game at home today. They beat Louisville 6-4 at Huntington Park. This update brought to you by BMI Federal Credit Union. Swimming in debt with rates as low as 8.99% APR. Save your summer with a debt consolidation loan. Visit bmifcu.org/consolidate. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Panama Ted is being forced to produce this show against his will. You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
Fish has just handed me the plug sheet for tomorrow. On T-Bone and Tyvis, they're on 6 to 9 tomorrow morning. At 7:30, they're doing Ask Tyvis Anything. I have many questions. Have you seen a psychiatrist this week? That's question number 1. On Bishop and Friends, they're doing their 20 most interesting programs in college football at 11:30. They're focusing on Clemson. They're going to talk to Don Munson, voice of the Tigers, and have a seance and talk to Thurman Munson, dead baseball player from?
Yankees.
Yankees, but from? OHIO.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What town?
I think Canton.
A Canton guy?
Let me see. Let me look it up.
Another great legendary
Thurman.
baseball player.
Akron, I'm sorry.
Okay. I didn't know that,
people
though.
get upset up there. If you lump Akron in with Canton, they get very upset.
No, right. You got to get the town right.
It says he moved to Canton, and when he was like 8 years old.
Okay,
so,
all right. So
they both could claim him, right?
Okay. Steph Curry was born in Akron, right? Can't really. I think he was out by the time he was 4 months old, though. Yeah. Not really. Doesn't really count as being an Ohioan.
How did he die, Teddy? Was it a plane crash? Was he flying his own plane?
I know it was in a plane crash, yeah.
Yeah.
Flying his own plane?
I think he was flying his own plane, like Roy Halladay style.
Like Roy Halladay? Yeah. Which wasn't that long ago.
Anyway, tomorrow on this show, go to jail. There's no, we just send people to jail. That's all.
Oh, there's a long list already.
You know, there's something on the TV tonight I'm looking forward to. I already told Kristen, I said, you know, I'd love to have a little glass waiting for me in the freezer so I can pour myself an ice cold Coors Light. Because I like to drink a little Coors Light when I'm watching the TV. The 50th anniversary of Jaws is on Nat Geo tonight.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg is involved in this, behind-the-scenes stories, all of that. One of the biggest movies of all time. And I want to sit there and enjoy it with an ice-cold Coors Light. As a matter of fact, no, keep the glass. I'm drinking it from the can tonight. And then when I'm done, I'm going to put the Coors Light can in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I want Kristen to shoot me with a BB gun and say, "Smile, you son of a bitch," just like in the movie. Just shoot that can, and my head explodes.
How many shots did it take him? I'm going to say it's 4.
I thought it was just one good shot.
I don't think so. No.
Once he got the thing in his mouth?
It's definitely not one shot. I just watched this movie because I'm fired up about this too. I can't remember how long it's been since I gave Jaws like a good full watch, like reclined on the couch, not interrupted a ton, minor comments made while the movie was going on. The only thing that we discussed, me and my friend, was why we couldn't have brought some more explosives onto this boat to like shove in the giant shark's mouth. We were down to our last shot there. Boat was going down. The orca was done, and he had to throw the only leftover oxygen tank in his mouth and hit it with probably one of the last rounds he had in that rifle, which makes for a compelling finish to the movie.
Exactly.
Yes, it does.
There's your answer.
In real life, I would have had sticky C4 explosives with a remote detonator like a James Bond watch. Would have stuck it on the side of him. Boom, let's go home now.
So if you want to watch the Jaws tonight, have a nice ice-cold Coors Light. Is this an ad for Jaws, the show, or the Coors? No, it's a Coors Light ad. 21 means 21. Please drink responsibly.
Many things about this are interesting to me. I just watched it. I think about my list of summer blockbusters all time. I think this is one of the best movies ever made. I would put that.
Wow, best movies ever made.
I would put that up there. I'm not just saying that to be a hot take guy.
Let's hold on this.
I think it's damn near a perfect film.
If you throw it out there, then we have to dissect that opinion. Yesterday was Tom Hanks' 69th birthday, and we were trying to determine which movie, and it's a vast catalog of great stuff.
Sure.
Which movie was your favorite? I think we should do the same with Spielberg. And then we'll call Rimmer and say, what's your favorite Spielberg movie? And he'll say, The Godfather.
He'll give you a Zemeckis film.
No.
Yeah.
Spielberg, one movie. Not executive producer Spielberg, like, wasn't he that on Indiana Jones?
No.
Or Back to the Future. He was executive producer on Back to the Future.
He did all the first 3 Indiana Jones, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
But Back to the Future.
This one, clearly. But then maybe Saving Private Ryan for the next one, if you have to ask me. If you tell me I can't say Jaws, because I just told you I think Jaws is one of the best films. Summer blockbusters, it's number 1 all time for me. If I'm staying in that category, you got to hit guys like Jurassic Park. That's clearly up there.
That's tough.
And then that's him too. So
I know.
They're both with the way that they used the mechanical animals or dinosaurs or sharks, whatever you want to call them, mixed in with the CGI. You go back and watch the original Jurassic Park. Yeah, I think with the brontosauruses at the beginning, you get that great meme, though, where Laura Dern and Sam O'Neill.
Sam Neill. I like how you made him Irish. Sam O'Neill.
How would you take a look at the dinosaurs out here?
Oh, Spot me,
when
Laura
they turn
Dern.
their heads all slowly and he takes his sunglasses off and he's just staring, just bewildered at it. Those don't stand the test of time so much, the CGI dinosaurs, but when you got those raptors and the T-Rex, it still works. Like, it's not much different. I watched some of the newer Chris Pratt Jurassic World movies here recently, and I'm always mostly going to prefer the originals. I don't like the storylines they've made with some of these newer movies, but God, that is
Teddy, what do you
that's
think?
a great one too.
One Spielberg movie.
Well,
without saying Jaws, I suppose.
One of my favorite movies of all time is Indiana Jones and Last Crusade. So
Yeah.
I would probably just go with that one because that's one of my favorite movies.
Raiders, E.T.
Yeah, E.T.
I mean, Jurassic Park's awesome though too. Yeah.
I mean, Schindler's List is a cinematic opus, but I saw it once, and that's all I need. Right? That's not my desert island movie. It's like, hey, if you could bring one movie for the rest of your life to watch, it's not Schindler's List.
If you could find a movie from 1971, I want to say this might be his first directed film.
Duel?
Yeah. I saw this one time, maybe 15, 20 years ago. I might have watched it with my dad. I think it was back in those days, you made movies just to air on ABC, primetime Sunday night. That's how they did that back then. You would get a couple of pretty good TV movies throughout the summer. I think Duel was one of those that went straight to television.
Close Encounters, too, Teddy.
Pretty good, though.
Close Encounters, The Third Kind, Poltergeist. What else? Saving Private Ryan, we talked about. Catch Me If You Can, which we talked about yesterday with Tom Hanks. That's a Spielberg.
Did he do Lincoln?
He did
with
Lincoln.
Daniel
yes,
Day-Lewis?
Also a great movie. He did that Bridge of Spies movie I was telling you about.
I remember Lincoln because the wife and I had a date night. We went to Taco Bell and then saw Lincoln.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Lincoln.
Method.
Oh, I get into my characters.
Oh, he wiped himself with a corn cob.
I drink your milkshake. I drink it right up.
What is that?
It's more Daniel Day-Lewis.
From what?
My name is Daniel Plainview. This is my son and business partner, H.W. Plainview.
What is that from?
That's from There Will Be Blood.
Okay, well, you can just say that. No, I don't know that off the top of my head.
You know that.
I saw that movie one time.
Oh, get out of here. You got to watch it more than that. It's classic. It's great.
Moron.
He actually went back to the 1800s. I filmed that movie.
I don't need to watch it. You just did it for me.
You're welcome.
Urban Meyer is number one. I'll tell you number one on what list? Coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at a 20-minute slowdown if you're on southbound 270 on the West Outer Belt between Tuttle Crossing Boulevard and West Broad Street. We also have a 20-minute delay on southbound 315 between Ackerman Road and Town Street. This report is sponsored by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Experience hot ribs and cool jazz at Jazz and Rib Fest in downtown Columbus, July 18th through the 20th. Enjoy ribs from nearly 20 vendors and music from top headliners. Download the app for updates. Presented by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Learn more at hotribscooljazz.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Summer is hot, sticky, and buggy. But Modelo is cold, crisp, and smooth. When you're sweating through your shirt and the beach is mad crowded, the lime and salt flavors of a Modelo Chelada hit just right. When the weather's perfect but you're still at work, it's time to clock out and stock up on Modelo. Drink responsibly. Beer and flavored beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
At United Dairy Farmers, Peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge. Get too hot?
My phone.
Oh, your phone. Should have known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
You found the one, now find the ring. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. On July 25th and 26th, Wedding Weekend is back with event-exclusive pricing for 2 days only. Celebrate with buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and 10% off handcrafted custom bridal. It's the perfect time to upgrade, personalize, or say yes for the first time. Join us July 25th and 26th on Selma Road or at Easton Town Center.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.44%, APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Join Timmy Hall for Buckeye Replay this Saturday at 1. All back in classic games of Ohio State football history.
Sponsored by Weber Grills.
This week, Ohio State kicks the crap out of Wisconsin in the 2014 Big Ten title game. The Fan.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm getting married today.
You may now kiss the bride.
I'm also a firefighter and first responder. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're also making sure I can get to my wedding ceremony, start the next chapter of my life.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Got a teen athlete? Then you know putting in the hours is all part of the game. But did you know the same goes for learning how to drive? Because just like playing a sport, learning to drive takes practice. The only difference is the stakes are even higher. 50 hours of practice time driving with you? Worth every minute. Gear up at teachyourteentodrive.ohio.gov.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm Tim Weather Impact Meteorologist Michael Behrens at your latest forecast. Scattered shower and storm chances continue this afternoon before fading out this evening. We'll see temperatures drop into the 70s, low 90s for Friday. Mostly sunny, hot and humid. Pop-up chance can't be ruled out for late in the day. Those chances increase on Saturday of more 90-degree heat with better storm chances come Sunday. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
This show cuts harder than a Cape Cod chip inside Timmy's mouth. This is Common Man and Timmy.
I saw a list today. Cody Benjamin from CBS Sports did this. Top 25 worst NFL coaching hires this century.
Okay, how many are Bears hires?
You know the sad part? None.
Well, then it's a dumb list.
There's a couple reasons why it's a dumb list. I understand, but I'm going to read it to you nonetheless. Here's one of the reasons it's dumb. Their selection at number 25 is not actually one guy. It's Romeo Crennel, Eric Mangini, Pat Shurmur, Rob Jasinski, and Mike Pettin.
Oh, my God. Like every single Browns hire?
Yes, that's dumb.
I'm sure they're going to put a lot of Washington Redskins hires on this list,
That's
too.
a dumb
They're not going to lump those into one.
All right, number 24, Nick Saban with the Dolphins. Number 23, David Culley from the Texans.
Okay.
He lasted one season, I think.
Yeah.
22, Lovie Smith with the Texans. Bad.
Poor Lovie.
Poor Lovie. Number 21, Dave Campo with the Cowboys.
Yeah,
when did Dave Campo coach the Cowboys, Teddy?
I think Dave might have been Bobby's coach when they drafted him.
He may have been, yeah. He was in that time frame.
Parcells was there, and then he left, and I think I know they did a season of Hard Knocks when Dave Campo was the coach, because I can remember watching that with my dad back in the day, thinking what a moron this coach seemed to be.
Well, Dave Campo is number 21 on this list. Number 20, the good old ball coach, Steve Spurrier, when he was with at the time, Washington Redskins.
Well, he only put about 4 hours in the office, and then he was on the golf course. On the golf course, of course.
Number 19, Jim Zorn, also of your Washington team.
Back to back.
Number 18, Greg Schiano from Tampa Bay. We know him well. Number 17, Joe Judge from the Giants. I completely forgot about Joe Judge. He had a record of 10-23. Number 16, Dennis Allen from the Raiders, had a record of 8-28. Number 15, Steve Spagnuolo when he was coaching the Rams. Bad. Number 14, Gus Bradley from the Jaguars. He had a record of 14-48.
My God.
The fact that he stuck around that long, my God. Number 13, I forgot all about this. This was early in the 2000s. Dennis Erickson for the 49ers. He had a record of 9-23. He replaced Steve Mariucci. Mooch! Number 12, Adam Gase, who coached the Jets. He had a record of 9-23. Now let's get into the heavy guns. I'm actually surprised this guy didn't crack the top 10.
Right. How is he number 11?
Number
Look at
11.
That beautiful record.
Hugh Jackson, 3-36-1 with the Browns, including a totally embarrassing 0-16. How this guy's not in the top 10 is beyond me.
He should be.
Number 10, Lions, Rod Marinelli, who also coached an 0-16 team. Only got 1 year on it. Matt Patricia, number 9, Lions. See, I put Hugh Jackson on this list way before Matt Patricia.
Yeah, Patricia can be on this list. He's our guy now here with Ohio State, but he knows that his time in Detroit did not go well. That's why he's elsewhere now.
Number 8, I had to remember this. Art Shell, Raiders.
The second stint, is that what they're doing him
yes,
for?
The
That's
second
kind of a
stint.
weird vote then.
He was there from 89 to 94. They made the playoffs like 3 times during that stretch. So it couldn't be that. And it's also not this century. But he also went back there in 2006, had a record of 2-14. I forgot all about it. Number 7, Marty Morningweg from the Lions. He had a record of 5-27. Number 6.
Oh, one of our guys.
One of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Just lasted 1 season with the San Francisco 49ers, taking over for Jim Harbaugh, Jim Tomsula. This is Jim Tomsula. This is not one of our bits, okay?
Please play
this. This is Jim Tomsula, hired as the 49ers head coach, making the media rounds. He's on CSN Bay Area, okay? Their regional sports network there in the Bay. This is the interview that Jim Tomsula had.
You and me talking. Just give me a name that you think would be good as an offensive coordinator. What if I throw a name out there?
Yeah, well,
Mark Trestman. It's someone you might know, right? That's maybe the best you can give me.
Yeah.
Same question, defensive coordinator. What do you give me an idea of what you're looking for? I'm not trying to trip you up.
Yeah, I'm really not going to talk about. I'm just not going to do
the
it
style?
out of respect to those people.
No,
I know. Then we play the name game, but then you know what I mean. I just don't want to get on that road.
Okay, not even the style.
Yeah, style that fits our players.
Alrighty, style that fits the players, but the defense, you kind of have a better feel for what that defense is.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty good feel on our offense also.
All right, that sounds good. With the talent on this defense now, do you feel that you can get a top flight defensive coordinator? You don't have to get an assistant who you're going to elevate. You can get a guy who's pretty excited about being a defensive coordinator and a chance to win with that group.
I mean, that'd be fair to say.
That's fair to say?
Yeah.
All righty. So you probably look more in that direction then?
I wouldn't say that.
All righty. You wouldn't say that?
I would not say that. I wouldn't say it either.
Okay. Let me see if I can go in this direction. What was your relationship with Jim Harbaugh?
Great.
God!
2 things happened.
That poor reporter.
See, I'm actually going to blame the reporter. He did a terrible job.
Should he have just gone nuts on him at some point?
No, don't go nuts on him, but you know you're not going to get anything. So what are you asking these prodding questions for?
He probably has to. He feels like he has
basic.
to do it.
You become a head coach. What's this day like for you, coach? Once you realize you're not going to get anything from him, you go as generic as humanly possible.
Okay, I can.
And then after
that's
it's
fair.
over, you talk to your producer and say, "My God, what a piece of crap that guy is."
That's fair. You probably went to the bathroom after that was done and looked in the mirror and just shouted the F word. F!
Butt ass naked.
What was that?
Butt ass naked.
Butt ass naked.
Everybody play naked.
What?
Jim Tomsula. Everybody play naked. Anyway, he's number 5. Number 6. Number 5 on this list, Nathaniel Hackett, Broncos head coach, just from a couple years ago.
That was not a good one.
Lasted 1 year, 4-11. Number 4, Josh McDaniels, also Broncos. Again, Josh McDaniels was bad with the Broncos, okay? He was also bad with the Raiders. However, he's not Hugh Jackson bad. Number 3, Cam Cameron went 1-15 with the Dolphins. Number 2, Bobby Petrino went 3-10 and then quit mid-season with the Falcons to go back to college football and left his brother there on the staff to explain it to the players.
That was maybe one of the more shocking things that we've seen. Didn't even log a complete season. I think he left note cards in the locker room is one of the things that Petrino did upon his dismissal.
And number one, Urban Meyer. Made it just 13 games. They were 2-11. He also had the thing with the massage of the cracky after the Bengal game.
That's right, where he didn't go back with the team, and he was video surfaced of him.
That's right.
Just partying it up. He also had the kicking of Josh Lambo, the kicker.
Well, he
nudging him a little bit.
He says that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was a disaster.
It was 2-11, and he also didn't make it through the end of the season.
I think if you don't make it through one season, you're going to be pretty high on this list. Again, I don't know who Hugh Jackman was paying off to just be 11th on this list. Somebody look into that.
Didn't he do a polar plunge?
No, he backed out.
He did.
He backed out. He said if they don't win a game, he'll jump into Lake Erie when it's cold. Instead, I think he waited till it was like July or something like that to do it. If he did it at all, my memory doesn't. I'm misremembering Andy Pettit.
One thing that I do know is that one of our guys that is prevalent on social media and has a big following now, Reflog, McNeil.
He organized the 0-16 parade.
That's him. He was on CNN, and that thing blew up, and he was trying to raise money for charity to do that while make light of the horrible season that the Browns had, trying to have some kind of fun around that misery. That set that thing off.
No Bears coaches on that entire list.
That is so dumb.
No Eberflus, who they just fired.
Eberflus not on there?
You can't even crack the top 25.
The repeated mistakes that he made in end-of-game situations last year, it was disgusting. And
what do you think about that, Prez?
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
No,
I understand.
No. Your guy, Eberflus, didn't know what the hell was going on.
Flus.
Ooh, the Flus.
You had Matt Nagy there, too.
Nah, Matt Nagy.
Gave us, where's my penis?
Buy me some peanuts.
Buy me some peanuts.
Now, everybody, he contends that he said peanuts. There's
Cracker Jacks.
We've dissected this. We've zoomed in on the footage like we're watching the moon landing, frame by frame. There's no way he said, even though there's a similar, penis, peanuts, I can see how you make that mistake.
We just played it. Yeah, he said what he said.
Let's shut up.
Buy me some peanuts.
It's it.
That's clear as day.
Yeah.
That's penis.
It's an S.
By the way, speaking of Take Me Out to the Ball Game in Wrigley Field, I just saw that Lee Elia died. Former Cubs manager, one of the greatest rants, tirades of all time. First of all, thought he was already dead. Let him live. He was 87 years old, dead.
The greatest. I mean, there must have been, I'm sure there's a counter. Someone had to have done a counter for what was in, how many Fs were in that rant. I'm going to say
Can we find
it's in the 60s.
We used to have a moderately clean version of that.
Well, it better be clean.
Well, it has to be.
You can't let an F slip. What are we going to bring Jen in here?
It goes like 4 minutes, too.
That's too long.
All right, I
heard Fish listening to it back in the office
I
there.
have something here.
Oh, boy. Get the dump button ready,
This is only
Ted.
at a minute, though. This is not the whole thing.
Get the dump button ready.
There's the whole version in there, which is about 4 minutes. There's a 1 minute
3:55.
version, and then there's about a 11-second clip.
Have you
of
clicked
one.
on them to make sure that they are edited?
If they're in here, they're edited. Trust me.
That's what we think.
Okay. Let's do, just to celebrate, the 1 minute version.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that in 2 minutes. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got an accident that's blocking the left lane and causing traffic to slow down on southbound 315 at Lane Avenue. And you're going to hit another slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side between East Broad Street and North Broadway. That's about a 15-minute delay. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority. Are your floors sagging? Are musty smells reeking throughout your home? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the crawl space repair experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at ohiobasementauthority.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
A bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. Give Baths R Us a ring. Call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value, so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
This show has over 50 years of combined radio experience. They also have a combined mental age of 11. You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
We're celebrating today. We're celebrating the life of former Chicago Cubs manager Lee Elia, who died today at the age of 87. Now you're saying, what the hell? Why? Because Lee Elia gave us one of the greatest sports tantrums of all time.
Didn't you have a T-shirt commemorating that rant as a White Sox kid growing up?
I had, it was a T-shirt. It was a drawing of Wrigley Field on it.
Yeah.
And it said, playground for the CSers.
The seersucker pants.
Sure. We have the 1 minute version. We also have the full 4 minute version. Let's do the 1 minute.
Okay.
If we need more, then we can go with some more.
This is 1460 The Fan Sports Center.
What the hell?
What the hell is that? What'd you click on?
It says Lee Elia, 1 minute.
How? That's old audio. It got rolled over by someone.
How old is that?
Doing an update, rolled over it.
Who's doing the update, Teddy? Did you listen?
Could it be you?
I did listen to it, and I think this is a gym. So
Are you serious?
This is like going to a garage sale and finding a Picasso. Is what I'm going to say.
Is it me?
Is that a Jackson Pollock there hiding in the corner?
Okay. All right.
This is 1460 The Fan Sports Center.
I'm Mike Riggins. Buckeye Hoops, a big win to open up the Big Ten last night. 74-58 over Illinois. Jamar Butler, a monster night, 32 points. Othello Hunter dropped in 15 with 8 boards. His coach, Thad Mata, liked it.
I thought O was pretty active, especially in the second half on the defense. He got moving a little bit more, and we changed things up there in the second half, and I was a little bit nervous, but we pulled that out.
Next up, Sunday against Northwestern. On the ice, Jackets 4, Kings 3. Michael Pekka 2 goals. CBJ and Sharks tomorrow night here on the Fan. College football, Orange Bowl. Kansas knocks off Virginia Tech 24-21. Jayhawks 3 interceptions, 1 for a TD. Buckeyes getting ready for LSU. A little outdoor practice at Baylor's facilities this afternoon. National championship game, of course, comes your way on Monday night. Sports Centers every 20 minutes on your number one source for sports, 1460 The Fan, 1460thefan.com.
First of all, taglines, 1460 The Fan, 1460.com.
My voice didn't sound like that. There was some sort of problem when we moved buildings.
That's great.
All my old audio sounds weird, okay? Put that aside. All right, that's where we're still on the AM dial. Put that aside.
That
Teddy?
is insane what happened to your voice.
Was that not
on those recordings?
A tight Sports Center?
That was a very good Sports Center.
That was tight.
Yeah,
The Thad Mata sound was
quality.
right there. I didn't leave a large tail at the end. Sometimes Keels leaves a tail. It's 25 seconds long.
No, you were the only critique I would have had is at the beginning of the Thad Mata audio. You get on me all the time when I don't make an edit. There was like a bit of an before he got into like the meat and potatoes of the cut. It was like 1 second.
I'll
That's
accept
all.
it.
That's all. But the tagline's not your fault. It's way too much of an out cue, as we call that. on your number one source for sports, 1460 The Fan and 1460thefan.com.
Why I gotta do it like that?
I'm sorry.
Do it like that. All right, Lee Elia.
Lee.
Let's do the full one now. When we get sick of it, we'll just stop.
Yeah, let's do a few
Okay,
minutes.
this is Lee
I'm going to count
Elia.
the F's and the S's.
What year was this, Teddy? I want to paint the picture, though. I know it's 80s, but I think it's early 80s. I want to paint the picture for a lot of you who are not old enough to remember what Wrigley Field used to be. If you go there now, it's essentially like Disney World for drunk people. All right, the entire neighborhood is put together. It's Wrigleyville. It's Disney World. It's all that.
Right.
It used to be.
It's a landmark.
It used to be thought of as a rundown, crappy ballpark. Nobody would go. The team sucked. They'd get 3,000 to 4,000 people there for the day games. Okay, I know that's a complete 180 from what you think of now with Wrigley Field, but that's what it used to be.
It was 19 games into the 1983 season.
Okay, 19 games into 1983. Lee Elia is the manager of the Cubs. They just lost again, and then this is one of the greatest tirades, rants of all time.
We're mired now in a little difficulty. We got all these so-called fans that come out here and say they're Cub fans that are supposed to be behind you, ripping every thing you do. I'll tell you one thing. I hope we get hotter than just to stuff it up them 3,000 people that show up every day. Because if they're the real Chicago fans, they can kiss my right downtown and print it.
Print it! Right downtown.
Yeah.
You take it downtown, print it.
The 3,000 people that actually show up and buy a ticket to your crap, it's good to crap on them. Anyway, go ahead.
My what the am I supposed to do? Go out there and let my players get destroyed every day and be quiet about it? For the nickel dime people that show up? The don't even work. That's why they're out of the game. They want to go out and get a job and find out what it's like to go out and earn a living. 85% of the world's working. The other 15 come out here. The playground for the
All right,
it's a playground for the CSers.
I'm at 20 Fs. I have one CSer. I have 2 A's and 1 S.
You're keeping count. Good for you, man.
I am, yeah.
All right.
What do you want me to do here?
Rip them, cut your like the players. Got guys busting their ass, and them people do. And that's the Cubs? My the great support that the players get around here. I haven't seen it this year.
Did you notice, too, whoever edited this missed an ass?
Yep.
They bleeped other ass, but there's just so many.
There's so many.
They forgot.
Just get the S's and the F's and the C's.
I'm scared that maybe they left one of those.
We're about to find out.
Ask me about any specific play, I won't answer it. I'm not going to talk about specific plays. The name of the game is hit the ball, catch the ball, and get the job done. Every time we lose a close game, it's magnified. Why did this guy bunted and that guy pop up or this guy throw a wild pitch? That's baseball, fellas. That's going to happen. That's how runs are scored. That's how the balance goes cockeyed. That's the difference between victory and defeat. Right now, we have more losses than we have wins. Everybody associated with this organization have been winners their whole life. Everybody. And the credit is not given in that respect. The changes that have happened in the Cub organization are multifold. All right, they don't show because we're 5-14. And
multifold.
I
mean, yes, okay. We're 5-14.
Now, to say a word like cockeyed in the same rant where you say CSers scares me a bit. So
let me give you some backstory.
It just kind of threw me. Did he not get fired right after this?
That's the thing.
That is the thing.
He lasted after
season.
this.
How?
I don't know. Because no one had standards. The only reason this exists, this was a gathering of reporters in Lee Elia's office. This was not at some sort of podium. They didn't really do stuff back there then. And Les Grobstein, longtime Chicago radio guy had a tape recorder, and he was rolling on this. I don't think Lee Elia had any idea that he was being recorded on this. Now, Les Grobstein, may he rest in peace, he died as well. I've talked about Les because I knew Les a little bit. Fish, our program director, knew Les Grobstein a lot. But I will never forget, Les would do overnights on the Score in Chicago, overnight shift. And so the morning guys come in, and there's a very quick transition between Les leaving and the morning guys coming in because they got to get set up and all this other stuff. Les says goodbye, and they say good morning. Morning guys get in there, and they both look at each other because they know something's not right in this studio. They just smell something.
God.
And they thought, what did he just rip ass in here? I mean, that's the worst fart I ever smelled in my life.
It's got staying power.
Well, Les, during his overnight shift, had an accident where he diarrheaed a little bit.
In his pants.
On the chair. On the chair.
And we don't have vinyl or leather.
And
we got cloth.
And then, instead of just being horribly embarrassed and taking that chair out,
he
just
left it there
with diarrhea remnants on it. And the morning guys went on the air and told this story.
As you do. That's not even jail. Did he still work there after that?
Yes.
How?
He has no shame.
How do you show your face around those people? I know we got bowl full of piss people here that have no problem with it.
Diarrhea in the studio.
We also have diarrhea bowl people or streaky people that will still show their faces around here.
But in the toilet.
What if I just
it should be?
What if I just started farting loudly out there? Not caring. Meredith Garofalo strolls by, and I'm just like, bah! Hey, how you doing?
I think you should. Let's see how
Windy
that works.
Today, huh?
I got some wind for you.
Hey, hold on. I got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36 Fs. It's like the Limp Bizkit song. If I say F one more time, it's 36 Fs in this F'd up rhyme. 5 A's and 1 S. Needed some more S's.
I think you missed some, too.
I didn't miss them.
You missed some stuff.
I synced them all.
Give me a number.
36.
Call number 36 right now. 614-821-9710 gets a family 4-pack of tickets to the Monogram Homes Cardale Jones Celebrity Softball Game on Saturday, July 19th at Huntington Park. It's Team Cardale up against Team Braxton Miller. If you're not the winner, don't worry. Tickets can be purchased for $10 at BuckeyeCruise.com. Back page coming up. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
There's a 10-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the 2 right lanes if you're on northbound 270 on the West Outer Belt after Roberts Road. Expected to be stop and go from I-70. And there's a 5-minute slowdown on westbound 670 from Grandview Avenue to I-70. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority. Is water damaging your home? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the basement concrete foundation experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at ohiobasementauthority.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
It's your lucky day because at Speedway, there's a $5,000 winner every single day. All you do is shop with Speedy Rewards. Then play the in-app game for a chance to win $5,000 in cash. So you could win $5K today, or the next day, or the next day, or the next... Okay, you get it. New daily cash winners only at Speedway. Are you next? No purchase necessary. Ends 1/6/26 USDC 16+. For official rules and free gameplay, go to 5K-A-day.com/rules.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Experience the ultimate gridiron experience at the Ohio State Football Training Camp, presented by Safe Flight, Bob's Discount Furniture, and Weber, happening at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center July 31st through August 2nd. Don't miss your chance to get the first look at your Ohio State football team. Bring your friends and family and dive into the excitement with inflatables, giveaways, and more. Tickets are limited, so get yours today to ensure you don't miss out on the fun. Visit universe.com/OSU Training Camp 2025 to purchase your tickets today.
Now open at Zoombezi Bay, the all-new conservation tower. It's the only place you'll find the Hive, a world's first water slide with wild 720-degree beehive spin.
Muscle Mayhem, a Midwest first with intense drops and twists.
And Captina Falls, a head-first racing slide like nothing you've ever seen. 3 slides, 1 tower, endless thrills. Conservation Tower is now open, only at
Zoombezi Bay.
Plan your visit today at ZoombeziBay.com.
Hello, big voice guy here. I've been hired to tell you all about the Fans YouTube channel. Did you know you can immerse yourself in Buckeye goodness like Austin and Burb's daily podcast, The Beat? Yes, sirree, Bob. Subscribe today.
Hey, is that knee, shoulder, hip, that pain in any of your joints not getting better? You're stuck in this cycle where you keep going back to the doctor. They recommend steroid shots. Maybe they recommend surgery, rehab, and all of those things are not working for you. Before you go down the road of the surgery, you'll want to listen to this. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I want to tell you something that helped me a ton. It'll help a lot of other people get their lives back as well. And this is no more meds and not going under the knife. I'm talking about my friends at QC Kinetics, Real Regenerative Medicine. They help your body heal itself. After years of playing professional football, I was beat up. My dad was beat up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to have any more surgery. So I went to my friends at QC Kinetics, and they took a look at it, and they said, hey, we can help you with your knee. It's not going to be an overnight fix, but they've got protocols and procedures to help get you well without going under the knife. So here's what you do. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Buckeye Show is live at Yogi's in Grandview tonight. Stop on by and see Brandon Beam and Pat Murphy as they talk all things Buckeyes, and maybe if you catch them during commercial break, they'll talk some soccer with you as well.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
I was just looking at something about the NCAA tournament not expanding at the moment.
What does that mean? You mean this week they haven't announced it, or they're just not going to do it?
They're not going to do it for right now.
What does that mean?
It means they're not expanding the NCAA tournament.
For this year?
Yes, but I'm still concerned that they're going to do it next year or the year after.
Maybe they heard all the negative feedback. They said, you cash-grabbing whores.
Maybe.
Stop it. There was no one in the media. There was nobody. College basketball fan who said, we want this.
No.
Perhaps they actually heard from you. Let me tell you a little story.
I'm going to hope that that's the case.
I'm going to tell you a story about legends and leaders, okay? When the Big Ten went to divisions, it was done. It was settled. Ohio State and Michigan were not going to play the final game of the regular season. I was tipped off to this. I went on the air, made the biggest stink in the world about this. This was back in the day. We had callers calling in. Everybody just torching the idea. It picked up national steam. Can you believe they're not going to do this? Everybody wants the last game of the regular season to be Ohio State and Michigan. I'm telling you, friends, it was done. The decision was made. But they heard the response of the people, and they changed it.
Well,
they changed it. And perhaps
people can be powerful.
Perhaps our voices of reason and logic change the fate of NCAA tournament expansion.
I hope so. Because I mean, I yell about a lot of things college basketball. I don't know how much of that stuff actually gets out to the ether where it hits people that matter.
It all gets out in the ether.
I think when there's a chorus, it's when 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, and so on and so on and so on. And it's everybody that loves this game. You want to cater to your hardcore fans. I don't know at this point if by adding a couple stupid games at the very beginning of this tournament, if you're picking up a lot of new fans. You might make a couple of extra bucks, but there's more value in just money on a spreadsheet. And hopefully this doesn't drag on for years. I'm not going to hold my breath. I think that's all it's going to do. It's just going to drag on for another year or two, and then they're ultimately going to change it.
Because what they were going to do is they were going to change it for this year.
Yeah.
We got one more year of it not happening, and then I'm sure we'll have this same conversation. Back page.
The back page.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
You were telling the story about your Chicago sports radio host, and listening to Lee Elia there had me remembering another great one. You remember Hal McRae's famous blow-up
through the telephone, and a reporter got bloody because of it.
I didn't know Alan Eskew, who was the guy that apparently caught the phone in the face. He was bloody. You watch the clip. There is a man that walks out of the frame bloodied, and Hal rips it, and it's an old-fashioned desktop handset phone.
Oh, yeah.
Heavy one that's got the old-fashioned ringer in it.
This was the manager's office.
This was in the office. The guy that actually asked the question was a guy that I worked for and ran board for. We started doing local Kansas basketball pregame and postgame. We would do that kind of like what I've done for Buckeye basketball in years past. Even though mine was a network version, we did that for KU basketball. Newsflash, it's popular out there. And so he did that. He was the one that asked him a question about why did you not pinch hit George Brett for Keith Miller in the 7th with bases loaded and 2 outs. And it was so strange that that was the kind of question that got that kind of outburst that led to somebody getting bloodied up.
He went from calm
0 to 100.
He was answering everything calmly, and then he just flipped a switch instantly.
And he was incoherent. You could hear some of the F-bombs, but it was really just a lot of stuttering and babbling and stupid-ass questions, stupid-ass this, stupid-ass that. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of stupid-ass questions left and right. Chucks the phone. I don't know what.
I don't think he was fired after that
either.
You can bloody
a reporter with a phone. And my God, I don't know what was happening back then where these guys kept their jobs. We were talking about Steven Spielberg movies earlier in the show. Our guy, Mike Todd, our arena announcer friend for the Blue Jackets. I also saw him over the weekend. He says hello. Love that guy. He offered up Minority Report as his favorite Steven Spielberg film. I think that's an outstanding one. I love that film.
It's all right.
No?
It's okay.
You got
your Cruise.
Is it one of the Sutherlands? The old guy?
Donald?
Is it a Donald Sutherland? I feel like that's not right. You got the guy that plays one of the roles in Band of Brothers. This is great, right?
You got the guy. Then there's the other guy. He's the older guy. Not to be confused with the younger guy.
All right, Johnny. All right. I'm sorry, Johnny. I don't know much about Minority Report other than they got the pre-cogs, the pre-crime unit. I think it's pretty good. He also sent me a picture of Tootsie Fruit Chews. And we had those a couple of weeks ago, which are the better Tootsie Rolls because they're flavored, not one of the worst tasting candies.
I had
those.
I had one of the days this weekend to myself. Girls were out doing stuff, and decided I'm going to go out and I'm going to have some lunch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I want for lunch today? I'm an adult. I can make this decision. Ice cream.
Ooh.
I want ice cream for lunch.
Yeah.
I went to a Dairy Queen, and I bring this up because Mike Todd is the fine owner and operator of a couple Dairy Queens in Central Ohio. And, Mike, it was not one of your locations, buddy. So,
sorry.
No.
You weren't in that part of town.
But I went to a Dairy Queen, rolled up to the window. I wanted to get myself a peanut buster parfait. You know how much I love that hot fudge with the peanuts.
And they said, we're out.
Nope. I rolled up. This is the greeting I got. What?
Shut up.
I'm serious.
You should say that back. Shut up.
No, I actually didn't say anything because I thought maybe he was mistakenly talking to someone else. So I just sat there silently. Like, oh, man, this guy's got the microphone on. He didn't mean to say it. And then after about 20 seconds goes by of total silence, he says again, I said what? And I just drove off. I didn't order. I don't want this guy making my food.
What?
If he's that rude, he's going to put his pee-pee in my milkshaker.
Yeah, you're probably right.
No.
Into the blizzard.
We can't have that now. I wanted my peanut butter parfait.
That's what you stir the blizzard with.
I said what?
Oh, boy.
Buckeye show's next. See you tomorrow. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit a 15-minute slowdown due to an accident that's blocking the two left lanes on westbound 670 between International Gateway and 5th Avenue. And there's about a 5-minute delay on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 east and west split. This report is sponsored by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Experience hot ribs and cool jazz at Jazz and Rib Fest in downtown Columbus, July 18th through the 20th. Enjoy ribs from nearly 20 vendors and music from top headliners. Download the app for updates. Presented by Columbus Recreation and Parks. Learn more at hotribscooljazz.org. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Men, summertime is here, and that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be, and if what I'm describing is you, it's very likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Tri-State Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an enhanced sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654. Or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
If your garage door is moodier than your emo teenager after a breakup, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've fixed crappy garage doors straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Lindsay Automotive is Central Ohio's big certified pre-owned outlet. LindsayCertified.com makes it easy to find the right car at the right price. All models include certified warranties and inspections, new car financing, and more.
Up to 1,000 pre-owned to choose from.
No matter what kind of vehicle you're looking for, Lindsay has it. Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. You'll love the shopping experience, whether online or in person.
Shop LindsayCertified.com.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, Go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.44%, APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Hear that? That's the sound of freedom. This July, declare your independence on the open road during RCD RV's Declare Your Independence sale, running July 5th through the 19th, offering all-American savings on all in-stock motorhomes, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Wave goodbye to ordinary vacations and say hello to adventure. Stop by any of our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com. Celebrate the red, white, and blue with unbeatable savings at RCD RV. RCD RV. Freedom starts on the open road.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, you know that complete HVAC system we sell for $12,000?
Yeah, it's for homes that are 1,600 square feet or less.
How big is 1,600 square feet?
3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Those homes are what America is made of.
Get Eco.
ECO. Other companies are charging $15,000 to $18,000 for that same system.
Yeah, I know.
And if your family doesn't need a new furnace, Eco will replace the AC component for just $8,500. Why are we doing this?
Nurses, police officers, office workers, firefighters, and school teachers live in those houses, Jerry.
The people that America is made of live in the houses that America is made of.
We're just doing what we can to restore balance to the universe, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. When a person is doing well, they're making money. But when they're doing good, they're helping others.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
We're bringing balance to the universe.
Go to geteco.com.